That's my lovely wife, Heidi.
Sure it is, buddy. We believe you.
I'll show you her in a second. Come here, my love. Well,
You're
actually,
married to
let me ding us in real quick.
Why?
Fifers arriving. Is it ready, or do I need to do it over again?
No, you're
No.
good.
Welcome to the Fifers
All right.
podcast.
Welcome to the
DD991.
Fifers DD991. I'm Rocky. That's Gilly, Thumper Actual, and Mick. And today's episode 90-something. I think it's what? 97?
97.
97.
Did you see on the computer that was recorded?
No.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
I
But
was gonna
anyways,
say,
it's
we're
episode 97, and whatever the hell we want to talk about is going to happen right now. Let's go.
I
The
wouldn't go
first
say
thing
a
we're going
fucking
to
word.
first thing we're going to address is Rocky's mental illness. He thinks he's married to a ghost lady. He talks to this lady off camera. None of us have ever seen her. And we love Rocky. We don't want him to fall into a crumbling heap of psychosis, but he seems to be going there on his own, and there's nothing that anyone can do, it seems.
All right, come here.
Oh,
Look at this. He's talking to the ghost. Oh, Jesus.
That's my lovely wife, the Hyde.
That's even
Ghost?
scarier. The ghost lady's real.
Ghosts can touch people. They can actually touch people. Come on.
You were taking one with you?
But hey, did y'all see they're recognizing celebrating the Navy's 250th anniversary or birthday this
Yeah.
weekend?
Yeah. Trump is
today.
10 out of
Norfolk.
10. Yeah.
Well, a lot of people don't know about Norfolk is that never served. That's the largest naval base in the world.
Yeah, it's a goddamn city.
Well, it's just not Norfolk. It extends down to fucking Little Creek too. I mean, it.
Oh, yeah. It is square miles of base.
Yeah. I mean, you also got the Air Force in right in that area too. All that shit. The fucking jarheads too. They're at Little Creek. You know, I mean, you got fucking a Navy SEAL fucking unit down there too.
Yep.
I mean, and the traffic, I'll tell you one thing. I've been in a lot of cities, Houston, right? Seattle, LA, right? I'm telling you, the traffic coming out of base and going to base in the mornings and at fucking after and leaving, it's worse than any city out there, I'm telling you. You know, especially when all the ships are in port at one fucking time.
Yeah. Everyone
You know,
gets off at 4:30 or so. Yeah.
Oh my, it's miserable. I mean,
Yeah.
you don't want to take the interstate at all. You want to take the back road. You know. Rocky, what the fuck you eat now?
Yeah, really.
Steak that I made a couple days ago.
Oh, you still eating all that shit?
I just went to the butcher yesterday. I picked up 3 hanger steaks. That's the steak that hangs between the ribs and the animal. There's only one per cow.
Yeah, it's expensive.
And they used to call it the butcher's cut because that was a really lesser known steak that the butcher would keep for himself when he was processing an animal for sale.
I don't
That
know.
was a fucking cheap steak.
So I got 3 of them babies. I'm going to grill them up tomorrow and slice them up flank steak style. So
When
I'll
I've
keep you
seen
guys
people,
posted.
I've seen people try to. You thought they knew how to cook steak, right? Fuck up the hanger steaks every fucking time.
Yep.
Well, it's like fucking flank steak. It's a very coarse, open grain kind of steak, and so it takes a marinade real well. But
Yep.
you got to cook it just a little on the side of medium, not quite so mid rare. You got to have it medium so that you know.
I
that
always
takes-
do mine mid rare.
Yeah,
But you
I mean,
gotta
sure,
slice
I'm
it.
sure it is great mid rare, but
The bag and one of
You
these.
gotta slice it correctly too. That's the problem. Most people fuck
That's
up is
the
when they slice
problem.
it.
you gotta slice it on a bias. You gotta slice it about a 1/4 inch thick and at about a 45-degree angle to shorten up them fibers.
Yep.
Yeah, put that.
Yeah.
That's
a lot of people don't cut it right. That's the problem.
Well,
Yep.
same way with brisket too.
Oh, yeah.
Motherfuckers don't know how to cut brisket right. If you cut it the wrong way, it's motherfucker gonna be tough. You don't
Yeah.
chew it.
Yeah,
You know?
chewy. Yeah, got to cut it against the grain at a 45-degree angle, at least for flank and whatnot.
Well, that's like ostrich. You gotta cut it the right way too. You know, ostrich. And all that bullshit. You know, the steaks and all the emu.
Yeah,
I do. I cut mine at an angle. I cut mine thin at an angle, just so that way. Because ostrich, you slice them very thin, they stay tender, more tender than slicing them thick.
Oh, yeah.
especially next day when you're going to reheat it. That's the
So you guys ever watch Letterkenny?
letter. No, I never have.
I've heard of it and I've seen clips of it, but I've never actually seen it.
I've heard of
Okay.
it too.
So here's a short clip of it, and it's funny as hell because we always talk about food and steaks and all that. And this is it's a Canadian, you could call it a comedy sitcom. It's a really rapid fire, dialogue heavy, very quotable show. But it's freaking beautiful because this is, like I said, about a 2-minute clip of guys just kind of hanging around talking about making steak and how to do it and how not to do it.
Like a threes and
And it's perfect. So I'm going to share this. See it?
Now I can, yeah.
100% pure organic grass fed AAA Alberta beef.
Better believe it's bird beef. You got there top sirloins?
Yeah, New York's a grain fed,
3 times the omega 3s and grass fed.
bought and paid for.
Well, you're gonna want them aged if they're top sirloins.
Pump the brakes. 2 things. 1, now we'll let those sit for 10 to 15 minutes till they're room temperature. 2, where's the salt and pepper bug?
You fucking start.
S&P, the choice for me.
I paid a sea hair just shy of 20 for each of these sea suckers, and I will not be told how to cook them.
You paid 20 a piece for Berta beef?
Only bird of beef.
Well, no guff, but I wouldn't pay 20 a piece for Japanese Wagyu.
Always bird of beef.
Hard yes, but I wouldn't pay 20 a piece for Australian Wagyu.
Better want a ribeye if it's a Wagyu.
1-inch thick top sirloin. Grill at 400. 4 minutes aside, down the hatch.
You are fucking up, bud.
That's textbook.
Not without the S&P.
Those fine ranchers in Alberta would be a sea hair away from not sending it here if they knew you were sprinkling salt all over the sea suckers.
You're a sea hair away from getting sea sucking socked, good buddy.
Montreal steak spice really should be a part of this conversation.
1-inch thick top sirloin steak, salt and pepper heavily, grill at 400, 4 minutes total. Flip each minute to get the good grill marks. Let sit for 2 minutes, down the hatch.
Flip twice.
Grill marks, bud.
Sacrilege.
I will strike you.
Blasphemy.
Do you want to get striped?
Finish the whole thing off with real nice herbs and garlics, but
Don't fuck up my steak dinner, Gary.
any decent chef will tell you, you don't even want to let those things touch the grill. Make it drier to fart. What you want to do, pan sear it, both sides, finish her off in the ovens.
Well, see, now that sounds like overhandling to me.
You be overhand, squirrely Dan.
Well, it'd be squirrely handling.
Oh yeah, me and Gordon Ramsay are both morons.
You know what? Meet halfway.
All right. No S&P. Flip twice.
Good. Rare to medium rare.
Medium rare.
Oh my God.
But isn't that pretty much like every conversation you've ever had with a friend about how to cook a piece of meat, more or
Oh,
less?
Everybody does it differently. Everybody has different preferences, and yeah.
And it's all a religious ritual to each person doing it. And doing it
Yeah.
otherwise is blasphemous.
Well, like when he's talking about people putting them in a skillet, right? To finish them
Yeah.
off in the oven with some butter, right?
Yeah.
Because they're fucking hard seared them really fucking quick. And everything's still rare.
Yeah,
So-
absolutely.
You got to finish them off in the steak. Now, the way I do mine, I put them on the smoker on the drum and do the cow. Now, if I want to fucking crank the heat up higher and sear them later on, I can. But I just take mine to 130 and pull them.
Yeah.
I've done with a flank steak. I've done the 3-stage before, where I've stage 1 is marination, which I don't usually do with steaks, but with the flank I did it, and then put it in the smoker, enough to get it up to about 120. Pull it off the smoke, sear the shit out of it on high on the freaking grill. Oh man, mid rare in the middle, marinated, juicy, smoky perfection.
Yeah, I mean, some people, they want to see that crust on the outside. I'm gonna tell people. I've always told people, you don't need that fucking heavy fucking crust on the outside of a steak. If it's
I'm
cooked.
one of them guys though, man. I need those sear marks, man. I need that crust.
Well, that's why I like the drum. You can still get the marks on it. It's just not a typical sear,
Yeah.
on it. Like
Yep.
my brother, he'll cook it. He'll do his. He'll reverse sear like you do, Vic. Take it to 115, 120, right? You
Mhm.
put them on a hot cast iron pan.
Yep.
It's all about the preference that you want to eat.
Absolutely. But that's why it's such a fun conversation. Imagine 4 guys sitting around talking about how to make chili. There isn't going to be anybody who agrees on 50%
No, 'cause I
at least.
Because I make my chili with no fucking beans. at all. I make it with no fucking beans.
I make
Right,
it
see,
with both beans or
I'm a-
no beans. It depends on how I feel.
I mean,
Exactly. Me,
But
I'm a
it better
kidney
have
bean guy.
fucking some good quality beef in that shit.
because a lot of people don't realize that's our age or a little bit older, right? They don't realize that beans wasn't added to chili later on. You know,
Yep.
that's
I
what
fully
that's what they
agree.
forget.
No,
That's what they
historically
forget.
speaking, it's just been peppers
It's
and
about-
onions and tomatoes and
Yeah.
broth and beef. Yeah.
And it wasn't even the good parts of the fucking cow either. It was the tougher parts. So that's why they braised, cook it for a long time.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
But, I mean-
The cheek and the brisket, all the shit that
Oh.
was chewy as fuck. Yeah. Like you were saying.
I mean, the only thing add beans does to it, in my opinion, is it makes it go further. That's it.
Yeah.
That's
Well, a lot of them folks making chili weren't exactly high up on the socioeconomic ladder, so beans got
most-
introduced
they were the
pretty goddamn quick.
they were the cowboys on the cowboy drives.
Yeah.
You know,
Exactly.
doing it.
Yeah.
You also had Mexicans doing it that way too. That lived on the fucking that did the cowboy shit too.
And you're traveling, 1,500 miles. You got beans that don't go bad. That's a good thing to have handy.
Well, the cowboys didn't have beans in theirs at all. They just did the meat, the vegetables, right, and seasonings and water. That's it.
Ain't nothing wrong with that either.
Yeah.
And this whole last 2 minutes of conversation has illustrated my point that I started with. You can't have four guys talking about chili and come to consensus on which way is best, which is as it should be, in my opinion.
I'm hungry.
Now, when it comes to burgers, not all of us will agree, but I know two of us will agree on certain burgers. You got to have onions on them. You got to cook the onions in it with it too.
Well,
I ain't talking about White Castles. I'm talking about true smash burgers. You smash them with all the onions.
If
So you're
it's
talking
smash
about
burgers.
see, that's an Oklahoma burger, what you're talking about.
But I mean, that's
If
how
it-
what a
yeah.
true smash burger is. You got your pile of onions there. You smash them right on the onions. You cook them right on the onions.
Yeah, you put the onions down first, then your meat, and then you smash it on. And then you got to get the edges nice and fucking crispy.
Yep.
Yep.
But see,
Yep.
my actual burgers now, a lot of people won't agree
Thumper
with it
actual
because
burgers.
my burgers, by the time I'm done cooking them, they're about 1.5 pounds each. They're fucking
That's a-
huge.
That's some barbecue pit boy shit right there.
They're huge. And
Yeah.
I can make it to where it's cooked. If you want it cooked all the way through, it'll be cooked all the way through. If you want it medium rare, I can do medium rare, but they're about 1.5 pounds thick. They are fucking huge.
I made
Yeah,
it like
we
that
do,
too. I made it like that too. Took me about fucking 6 pounds of meat though.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You know,
Well, when I had a whole ass family, 6 people, dude, it was almost 12 fucking pounds of fucking meat.
Yeah.
For dinner.
Yeah, last
I'll
night
tell
we
you
went
one
to
thing.
a new place down in Snohomish, and little wine bar, real nice little place, and they got food and all that. So I ordered the sliders, man. Dude, they fucking killed it. Best slider I've ever had in my life because they actually the patty was like a good 1/2 inch thick. We're talking a slider here, not a proper burger, but a little slider, right? About a 1/2 inch thick patty of meat with gorgonzola, aioli, and lettuce. And it was medium in the middle, pink and super juicy. Like they weren't afraid to undercook it. It was incredible. I was so surprised.
Well, a true original slider was rolled meatball style and then pressed into a circle.
Yeah.
It wasn't thin. It was like that, 1/2 inch thick or a little bit less, right?
Yeah.
That's what the original slider was. That's what the White Castle was. White Castle was not fucking richly fucking square. They was originally fucking round.
Yep.
Yep.
You look at the fucking now. You look what's that place in? I think it's Connecticut, where it's somewhere in the New England area. They fucking water bath their burgers, but they're
Yeah,
squares.
they got like a little it's like a vertical toaster where they
Yeah, it's
steam.
like they're steaming. That's what they're doing. They're steaming the burgers.
Yeah, I've seen that.
And I would love to try one of those motherfuckers.
I
mean-
watched this. Yeah, okay.
You can do it on a fucking like a Blackstone or whatever.
Oh yeah.
You can steam them.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's
You
a
know?
show, a guy named George Motes, and he's like the fucking burger scholar, he calls himself. and this guy goes around the country just checking out regional burgers. He spends a lot of time in the Midwest, obviously, because that's where a lot of the freaking, classic OG freaking hamburgers came from. But he went to that place in Connecticut where they steam them. He's gone to
Well,
where the first Oklahoma burger was made. Like that's what he does for a living. He fucking YouTubes and does all this stuff. And
Well, he
I watched
actually had
him.
his whole he actually had his own show on the History Channel with the burgers.
Yeah, I mean, I would love if I had the time and the money just to get a fucking an RV and just drive around the country and just like make a map of these burger joints and just make it a point to fucking try all these burgers. Like, I saw a show Friday night with my buddy Mark, and we're on the way back home afterwards, and we're riding pretty high because it was a great fucking show. And we get about 5 miles down the road. He's like, "Dude, you want some Dick's burgers? I'm in the mood for Dick's." I'm like, "Fuck yeah!" So he got off of the next exit, went to fucking Dick Burgers like 11:30 at night. Place is packed, man. Fucking college students mostly, but I hadn't had a Dick's burger in like, oh God, probably 10, 15 years anyway. It was amazing.
Was it shaped like a dick?
Nope. But when it came
Well-
out this morning, it was.
Well, you said fucking Dick's Burgers. Come on now.
Well, Seattle's the one place where someone tells you to go eat a bag of dicks. It's not an insult,
I mean, I
Again,
guess. Yeah.
But I mean, it was unique flavored. It had its own thing going, and I would love to tour the country and just try out all these regional fucking burgers. Like go from California, Midwest, East Coast, down south, like wherever.
Get you an RV. You go for it.
I have this whole like employment thing going on. It doesn't really approve of 5-month long road trips. But yes, I would take half a year off of my life and go eat fucking hamburgers. I truly would. Like I am that guy.
Well, just get on long-term disability. There you go.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna need one of you assholes to shoot me in the ass. Don't let me see it coming. Just random. Thumper, you're a good shot. Why don't you? You ain't doing nothing, right?
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Just
I
hit me in
don't know.
the ass with a 380 and we'll call it good.
I might be out in Seattle, Tacoma at some point here shortly.
Oh yeah, cool.
Yeah, my buddy that's a truck driver, I might just jump in the cab with him and go
Sweet, yeah, man. Don't be a stranger.
spend a day or two out there and then come back with him.
Yeah,
Because he's out there. Well, he was in South Dakota yesterday. He left yesterday, got up into South Dakota, and then stopped. And then he comes through. He said it's snowing at the Wyoming Montana spot right now.
no shit.
Yeah, he called me today and was like, "Yeah, I just ran into snow." I'm like, "Ooh,
So he was
Wyoming,
up there.
Montana."
So he was in like Absaroka County.
I don't know what county he was in, but it was Montana and Wyoming, right in that
Okay.
area.
Yeah,
There
yeah. I
there
went
was
to,
snow this morning.
Okay.
He said today.
when I was in Montana last, I went to the Cody Museum, and that's down in Wyoming, and that's like
Yep.
a couple hours from where my brother-in-law lives. So he lives like in that area. I'll have to ask him, see what's up.
Yep. He said he ran into snow today, and I was like, "Good, keep that shit out there. Don't fucking let it come this way." But
Yeah.
we're supposed to be dropping down into the 40s here pretty soon.
Let it snow. Let it snow.
Shut the fuck up.
Well, the weather outside
I
is
hate
frightful.
snow. I'm
But
so
that fire
tired of snow.
is so delightful.
And I got to get
Snow,
new
let
fucking
snow.
tires.
Hey, we had that conversation about cousins.
Oh yeah.
I found I saw this.
Uh-oh. Not your cousin. After dark. What the fuck?
That's
saw
the
that
kind of,
shirt.
that's the
How's it
kind of
make?
shit. That's the kind of shit you see on Reddit, guys. That's the kind of crap that people write crap like that on 4chan and Reddit, dude.
Yeah, but that was on fucking Facebook right there. Come on now.
Oh my god.
You see all kinds of shit. Telling you.
That's funny. Oh.
Rocky, do you
Yeah.
have anything?
I'm gonna be just so you know, I might actually film some stuff for Friday or ahead, so that way if people want time off, I'll have something I can load up because I'm gonna be smoking some speaking of food, I got to smoke. I got some chicken quarters, chicken thighs, and pork butt that I got to smoke. And my neighbor is going to get his out for me to smoke too. So
Sounds like a smorgasbord.
I will have a lot of stuff to be smoking this week.
Well, you've been talking about it for fucking months. Get it done.
Well, now that I can't use my oven, I kind of
What's
have
this? Just like this shirt says, "Nut up or shut up."
You know why squirrels swim on their back, right?
Why?
To keep their nuts dry.
to.
Rocky,
Yeah, now that I can't use my oven, I can use my stove, but I can't use my oven.
Now, what's fucking with your oven? The heating element go out?
No, a fucking mouse. It got down inside and built a house.
Oh, I was
If I turn
wondering
it
what
on,
that
it's gonna-
picture.
If
Is that
I-
that
yeah.
picture you sent?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I
Oh, I
turn
didn't
it
know.
on,
I couldn't tell what that was. Hold on.
yeah, it'll catch everything on fire if I fucking use my oven now.
Hold on. Let me look at it again.
That's the
Oh.
vent.
Okay, that makes more sense now that you say that.
That's the vent that I
Okay,
sent.
now I know what I'm looking at. All right.
Yeah, fucking because my back door, I haven't been able to fix my back door because of my divorce.
Yeah.
Not able to do any improvements to the property.
Right.
But now I can, so I'm gonna get a new fucking back door so I can keep the fucking mice out of my goddamn house. But I got to get a new oven now. I was gonna get a new oven anyways, but I gotta wait for the one I want because it's so goddamn expensive.
Yeah, but once you get it, man, good quality,
Yeah.
professional grade gas oven. Love it.
Well, the one I want is a GE Cafe, 36-inch. The specs on it, if you like look up the shit it does, it's pretty fucking amazing. So that's what I'm gonna be using.
Yeah, if I had a way to build my own house, like if I went into a barn dominium style situation, the wife and I both agree the centerpiece of the fucking house is going to be like a goddamn near professional grade kitchen. Like that's what
Yeah.
All right, it's not a barn people. It's a fucking pole barn.
who gives a shit what you call it? It's a cheap
No,
metal building that I can
no.
do cool shit in.
The reason those city fuckers, right? They're the ones that Nick Toy did the fucking barn after fucking watching Yellowstone. That's when that shit came about, right? No, it's a fucking pole barn. When they call it barn it jacks the fucking price up on it. I'm here to
Yeah,
say
it
because
does.
The
I
shit
built
that
one
sets
back-
Gilly off.
No, I built one back in 05. You know, and I'll tell you one thing, that was the most efficient house that I've ever lived in right there. You know,
Well, I'm looking to get like, I want a pole barn that's got, like 2-3 bedrooms, living room, a giant fucking kitchen, but then like a 4-car shop garage area with a loft for fucking chilling it. The loft is like where the cigar humidor is, the bar, like if you want to kick it and really just relax and have fun, that would be the place to do it.
This is the one I'm getting.
That's nice. I like that. Man, that's expensive too.
It
Yeah.
ain't cheap,
But worth it.
but
Dude.
it's got it does a dual burner on one burner, so it's actually flames in 2 different spots to hit the pan to get even temperature. It's fucking huge, and it has a built-in probe
Look at that.
built in.
that's not even the most expensive on the market right there.
Hell
No,
yeah,
it's
man.
not. It's not, but
No, I mean, a lot of people think that is expensive. Don't get me wrong. But
Yeah,
there's a lot more
I mean,
expensive
it might
ones
be.
out there too.
It might be $8,100, but I mean, that's like the rest of your life right there. I mean, as
it's
long as
normally it's normally $9,000.
as long as you're sucking air, you're still gonna have that thing. It's like it's a minor fucking thing for what it'll give you over the rest of your life.
Yeah. Another thing I got to get is, hang on here. It's this one here. Nope, that's the counter depth. I need the standard depth. This one. This is the standard depth, looks like. That's the one I'm going to get.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah. I like it's got the pitcher. It's got like it auto fills the pitcher. The front is very clean. The whole back lights up in it. It's a pretty fucking nice fucking fridge.
That's awesome. Now, how
Yeah,
much is it?
This one is 4,200.
Shit, for
Normally
that price,
49.
shit,
Normally
for that-
49.
That
So-
motherfucker better give you a fucking blow job, fucking or hand job every time you open that fucking door.
Hey,
I'll just settle
I can-
for it telling me I'm handsome. I
Oh,
can live
man.
for years on one compliment.
it's pretty cool,
Oh,
man. That like flex drawer, you can put a lot of stuff in it, do different things, use it as a wine fridge, wine chiller. But this is the one I'm getting for the fridge.
Lovely.
It's got a shit ton of storage in it.
Vic, I will tell you though, if you build a pole barn, the smallest you go is at least a 40 by 80, the smallest.
So, yep, that's it right there.
'Cause if you build your 40 by 80, you'll get your 4-car garage. You know, 3-bedroom, big ass fucking. You'll have you can have the living room and the fucking kitchen same fucking size. You know,
Yep, that's about what I'm looking for. Because when it comes
That's
to a
dope.
living room, I don't need a ton.
yeah. See, I built the 30 by 70, right? The kitchen and living room same size, they were big. But I also had I could fit 3 cars in my garage because I put the fucking, I put the fucking garage door, one long ass garage door on the gable in, so you get a taller door in.
Mhm.
I mean, I could fit 3 full size fucking pickup trucks in that bitch.
Nice.
You know, you always put the garage door on a pole barn on the gable end, always. That way you get more height. You don't get trucks in there if you want.
Yeah, where it peaks. Yeah.
And you want at least, if you want a fucking loft up there without touching the fucking rafters, you want at least fucking a 30 foot tall one.
Yeah.
You know, because
That would be great.
I went
because,
fucking,
you know, yeah, that
I
would be
went
great
20
because-
foot sidewalls on mine on the barn, but I wasn't planning on putting a loft on top of the living space at all.
Yeah, back when I went to Sweeney's house, he had a trailer, a double wide trailer over in Granite Falls on some land, and then he had a big, pole barn going on. And dude, his pole barn was fucking amazing, dude. Like he had his cars, he had his Harleys, he had his like smoker, grill, refrigerator, like everything in there. And the place was still empty in the middle. Like that's how fucking big the thing was.
And I will tell you that most people fuck up when they're building a slab house or a pole barn, right? Because just a slab's all it is. They fuck up. They don't go thick enough on the concrete to go at least minimum 6 inches thick.
And then it
Minimum.
cracks.
Minimum. And I went the same fucking, you do the same like with pouring bridges, right? I did the same fucking formula like the county used for bridges. And after I left, sold that house in 2020, it was built in 2005, there was no cracks, not concrete. You know, and it's all about the steel you put into it too. I had 3/4 inch fucking rebar throughout that bitch too. You know,
As they say, that ain't going nowhere.
well, eventually all concrete's gonna crack though, but you don't want it to crack for at least fucking 30, 40 years.
Not until
Unless
at least you move out.
Unless it's
Yeah.
Roman concrete. Roman concrete actually self-heals when it cracks.
But I mean, like my front porch, right? I had a 20 by 20 front porch on that bitch. And the way the house, the way the porch set, I had 20 inches of concrete to almost 2 foot thick at one end on the front of it. You know, and that bitch never cracked either. And the cool thing is, you don't have to, when you do the concrete in those, Mick, you don't have to put a flooring down. You can have them make it, when concrete guys can stamp it, make it look like real wood or whatever you want. So you
Yeah,
don't have to put tile floor down at all.
just paint it.
Well, no, it's paint, but it's a stain that goes in with concrete.
Oh, okay, okay. I see what you're saying.
You know,
Yep.
And the concrete guys, they'll stamp it, make it look like an old weather fucking porch if you want, weathered wood, whatever that you want. I wish I would have done that, but I wanted to pay mostly cash for mine.
Yeah.
You know, which I did. I mean, I paid, what was it? I put $30,000 into it. The bank, thought I only had $54,000 in the house. But I actually had fucking $80-some thousand in the house because I put 30,000 my own money into it.
Hmm.
And that costs you though. But if I ever build Nova, which I plan on it, I'm gonna do the heat in the fucking floor, too. Because that shit that it'll lower your fucking heating bills if you run a furnace or whatever, right? But you always put a wood stove in those. That will run you the fuck out. I'm telling you, wood stove will.
Now, a lot of them heated floors, they run steam, don't they?
Well, now, we'll see. When in 05, you had to run it with a boiler system, right?
Yeah.
Now you don't have to run it
Oh,
with a boiler
okay.
system. Because that was when I was. That's why I didn't do it in 2005 because that was going to be about $10,000 for that setup.
Yeah, that ain't cheap. But,
No,
it's kind of
mean,
like
just
the
for-
stove.
I mean,
Once you got it, you got it.
Yeah, that was just for the fucking equipment. That wasn't installing it.
Right.
That was going to be about another $5,000 having installed. But I just didn't want to spend that kind of money at the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's a lot of money,
But
man.
it's all about your insulation, right? And the cheapest way on those pole barn houses, I'm telling you, you don't tie wrap, you don't have to house wrap the bitch. You better that old pink board, right?
Yep.
That you get at the lumberyard. You get that because you already got one windbreak right there with the metal wall. You put the fucking pink board against that, and then you duct tape the seams before you put your walls up. And then you just do 2x6 insulation. That pink board is a hell lot cheaper than that Tyvek wrap. And it's that Tyvek wrap's thick. That half inch, you get that half inch or 3/4 inch pink board. That's another R factor right there. Then on top of the living space, you blow about 36 inches of fucking insulation on top. Let that settle. Then you can put your fucking loft up there. And all that, but you got to let it settle first.
Sure.
And that motherfucker hold the heat, hold the fucking air perfectly.
Yeah, I'll probably get something like that built about 5 years before I die.
I mean,
Why not do it now? Why you can?
Because
I
Washington State, that's why.
see, I plan on
You
building.
got to get out of there, dude.
That's
See,
like a
what I want-
$750,000 dream we're talking about here.
Minimum.
It should cost about 200.
Well, the one I'm gonna do, it's gonna be a 40 by 80, 2 bedrooms. The rest is gonna be fucking garage.
Oh.
I mean, I'm gonna have a big ass kitchen. I have the same size kitchen and living room, all open concept. Then I'm gonna have 2 bedrooms on one side. Then one side I'm gonna have a big ass fucking another room for like fucking just a playroom, right? For a game room or a computer room.
Yeah.
Oh, not that kind of playroom.
No, not what you're thinking.
Get your brain out of the gutter, Thumper. There are no swings or poles in this playroom.
That's bullshit.
Well, like here in Missouri, you can get it built turnkey for under $200,000 turnkey.
You guys crack me up, man.
Yeah, imagine getting that shit built when your adult kids come home to visit.
I don't
Oh,
give a
God.
shit.
Mom and Dad made a poon palace.
Well,
Hey.
I got a fucking iron steel beam in the fucking garage that I can put a fucking swing up and hold a bunch of fat bitches on.
Throw a
Fucking
belt
I-beam with
over
a
it, do a
fucking
little
monorail.
autoerotic.
No, I mean, no, there is when they built it for some reason, they put a steel beam across there. I mean, it's perfect for a monorail, I'm telling you.
Hell yeah.
Oh, yeah. You know why they built that.
See, that's what I had a monorail system. I put that in my old house because when I had the power plant I worked at, I was able to buy the good I-beams, right? So I made my own fucking monorail system for it.
Fuck yeah.
I had fucking chain hoist and everything, man.
Makes it easy to move those fat bitches around.
Shit, yeah. When I was redoing my pickup, redoing trucks and all that, fuck, that came in handy. That fucking chain lift come in handy, taking beds off, everything.
It's like that song Super Balls, Baggy fat bitches get paid by the pound. I get
Be
paid.
like, come on,
by
heifer,
the
let's go to the
Texas."
bedroom and just push her.
Hey, as long as the fat chicks are pretty, It doesn't matter as long as they got a pretty face. You know,
Well, you see, if we ever unlock the code of how they built the pyramids, you know, how they moved them 50-ton stones around, that'll go a long way to being able to develop technology to handle these fucking fat chicks.
well, that was levitation. They use levitation to do that.
Hey, whatever form it takes, man, it doesn't matter. Whatever gets
Yeah.
that 300, 400 pounds from point A to point B.
Yeah, it's levitation. That's what they did.
Give her a nice little shove and a slap and let her go. Hopefully you got a good stopper at the other end.
Yep, just let her glide.
Otherwise you're gonna swing and hit the fucking wall and put a hole in it. Like a wrecking ball.
Well, then you can recreate the fucking flying monorail and light their ass on fire and put it on the dustpan. There you go.
I don't want a big ass house. I just want one fucking big ass square, fucking all open. Don't give a fuck.
Well, I just want 2 bedrooms next time. That's it. You know,
I don't even know if I want a fucking bedroom. I like, you know, just one big ass room.
you just want a studio place.
Yep.
I mean, why not?
Studio apartment on steroids.
Yeah, you might as well just get you one of those Amish built cabins. There you go. That's fucking one fucking room.
Well, I mean,
Wouldn't
he's
be-
talking about fucking banging livestock, essentially, with the size of the women he's talking about. Might as well have him in a barn.
No,
Yeah,
no,
but it's-
not me. Not me. I don't bang the
Oh,
fat ones.
no, not
That's
you,
Gil-
of
Gilly.
course, of course.
Gilly bangs the fat ones.
He just bangs the fucking crackhead motherfuckers.
You guys
Oh.
are
Big
man.
bones.
No, there's been some fat ones in my past. Most of them get fat after I break up with them or we split though. That's when they get real big.
Rocky's over there being quiet.
Due to my
He
current
said a fucking word.
circumstances, I can't actually confirm or deny the presence of fat chicks in my history.
Because you're afraid your wife's gonna hear it and smack the shit out of you.
Fucking no, the last 2 ex-wives got big after we got a divorce.
Well, some people do turn to overeating to deal with trauma, so that tracks.
The third one, she gained weight after we fucking had the plastic surgery and shit. She gained like 50 pounds after she had lipo and tummy tuck and stuff. I'm like, what the fuck?
Are you
How do
serious?
you do that? Oh yeah, she gained 50 fucking pounds, dude.
Why would you spend 10 grand on surgery just to fucking eat your way out of it?
Don't. So my buddy gave me a Roomba, right? One of those robot vacuums.
Uh-huh.
And today I used it for the first time. And it went under my bed. Next thing you know, I hear this noise and I look down and there's like a fucking bag of craisins that pushed out. And I'm like, what the fuck? I don't eat craisins. Those have been there for like at least at a minimum 6 months because that's the last time she was in my house.
Well, you should never fucking pay for that surgery. That's on you.
Well, I didn't know it was gonna fucking do what it did.
That was a waste of fucking money right there.
It absolutely was.
That's why you
Yep.
never pay for a woman's fucking, plastic surgery bullshit. Never, ever. If they want that, they get a job, pay for it themselves.
Yep.
You know,
Yeah, I never actually wanted her to do that even. I told her don't do it.
you
I
should
was
said
actually
no.
against it.
You should have said no. I control the fucking money. Fuck you. No.
Yeah, she absolutely fucking wanted it, and I'm like, okay, whatever. I don't agree with it, but whatever.
You got Bigfoot talking about redneck vasectomies.
What?
Just watch. Oh, I guess.
Only in today's era could that sentence make sense.
Just fucking, you'll get it.
This AI crap. It's funny,
He's
dude.
trying to figure out computers over here.
I got the shit figured out.
How do you give a redneck a vasectomy? Slap his sister on the back of the head. How do you give a redneck a vasectomy?
Hey, that's true with all the inbred shit. We've talked about that before.
Mhm.
Yep.
Rocky's thinking, these motherfuckers are going straight to hell.
We're going off the rails quick, boys. It's kind of funny. It's just
Well,
it's
Really off the
it's so
rails.
unpredictable. You just got to watch and see what the heck happens. You know?
This ain't really going off the rails. Come on now.
No,
I
it's
mean,
not. It's funny.
inbreeding is a dangerous thing, and I
Not
personally,
in the
I-
UK apparently.
I have morals. Okay, I would never ever reproduce with my cousin. They're for fun only.
Well, we're
That's why you got to
next
wait
time
until you have a vasectomy.
next time Delp's on here, we're gonna have to ask him because he grew up in West Virginia.
Oh my god, Mountain
Delp,
Mama.
if you see this, we want to know if you got any inbreds in your family. If you see this,
Right?
Oh man, no holding punches today, boys. No.
hey,
Well,
I'll even fucking
I think my own repellent personality pretty much kept me from inbreeding because any female cousin I ever had, most of them didn't like me just because I was the youngest for the most part and I was an annoying pain in the ass.
Why were you an annoying pain in the ass?
Because I was the youngest for the most part. I had, I think I had one female cousin younger than me, I think, and that was it. But I was an annoying pain in the ass, and it's also just kind of my personality to be a pain in the ass. So you put those two things together, and
You're a pain in the ass.
just
Yeah,
generally
always wanted
speaking,
to-
yeah.
he always wanted to tag along with the older ones, and older ones didn't want him around. Just like when you do older brothers, you know.
Pretty much. Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Even back when I was like 8, 9 years old, I was a fucking little shit talker. Like, I'm pretty sure I have a female cousin that's older than me that's still in therapy because of all the shit that I talked back in 1988.
That's so funny. Back in 1988, I talked to someone so bad they're still in therapy. All
Yeah.
it said was poo poo face to them. And there.
Oh, no, I was far meaner than that, actually.
Oh,
And,
okay.
completely and utterly without provocation, too. Just like, it was my nature to be a little asshole.
Oh man.
Oh, I
So,
was.
so
yeah, I was
Miriam, if
horrible.
you're watching this, I'm sorry.
No, you
I
ain't
was-
fucking sorry.
I was fucking horrible.
Horrible.
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
horrible. That's why you got shot. Come on now.
I wasn't a good kid. Nobody liked me.
Fuck, we still don't like you, but you're entertaining, so we keep you around.
Yeah, makes a difference.
We like that stuff, you know.
Yes,
You're
we
the
do.
you're the resident midget fucking Sasquatch. Come on now.
Yeah, if things are
Oh.
if things are stalling, and getting a little slow, it's like, yeah, why don't we bring Thumper in here? Just have him say anything, it'll spice things up immediately.
Yeah, I tend to do that sometimes.
It's hilarious too. I love it.
Comes from
Hey,
left
Joe-
field.
Hey, did y'all see where ICE is fucking up Antifa?
Oh yeah, yeah.
ISIS is ICE. Yeah, like
Ice,
ICE.
yeah.
some kind of governor or mayor in Chicago or something like that is trying
Oh,
to
I'm talking about Portland. Portland, they're fucking them up.
good.
Good.
They
ICE
gotta
is
stop.
fucking them up.
They gotta stop. Like it's not doing any good what you're doing.
'Cause I
Yeah,
see
and
those videos.
Piece of shit Pritzker over in Illinois is trying to. He's the
Yeah,
governor
that's-
of Illinois. He's
That's
trying to
the
make
guy.
it.
You know,
Yeah,
you know
he's
what's
a piece
funny,
of
right?
shit.
Democrats say they don't like billionaires. That motherfucker's a billionaire.
Dude, have you seen his fucking? I think it's his cousin. I swear to God, it's him in drag. Hang on. Let me look this shit up because it's fucking hilarious. Hang on. Let's see here.
Yeah, you know what's going to happen? Chicago's going to go red. You know, it's going to go red next cycle, guaranteed.
That would be
Because all-
nice,
No,
but I
it's
doubt
not.
it.
Well, because most
It's
majority,
not.
actually, you look at the black community, they're calling out everybody. Their own fucking government. They're everybody. You know, they are.
So
Yeah, they are getting a little sick of it.
tell me this isn't the same motherfucking guy. Hang on. Tell me. There's
Talk
no
about-
fucking way.
Talk about me trying to work fucking electronics. Thumpers have more problems than I do right there.
I haven't had any fucking problems. Tell me that ain't the same fucking person.
Holy
That's
shit.
him. That's him in drag. That's not his
Tell
cousin.
me
That's
that-
him.
Tell me
Wow.
that isn't the same fucking person. 'Cause
Dude, there's
look,
got to be a guy.
look it.
No.
that is him dressed up, guaranteed.
That's a guy. It's got to be a guy.
Yeah, it is.
I'm telling you, they have side by side pictures, literally, like of this fucking his cousin. Yeah,
Wow,
crazy.
dude.
Yeah, and there you go.
Yeesh.
What the hell?
Yep.
That's a poor, unfortunate soul. Oh, man.
Yeah, all except for the soul part.
Well, they're just doing what the fucking devil did, to be himself, right? That's one of the reasons he's so evil,
I'm telling you, man, there's something wrong with that fucking family, and he's the fucking governor of Illinois.
Well, you look at most fucking Democrats, they're fucked in the head anyways.
Well, if you look at most of the fucking governors in Illinois, most of them have spent time in federal prison.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, Chicago's been the
Blagojevich-
most corrupt. Chicago's been the most corrupt city in the country for like what 100 years now.
oh, fucking longer.
Yeah.
Ever since it was founded by the mob. It has been kept by the mob.
hmm
Well,
There's mob houses down here in the Quad Cities where they used to come down here from Chicago to get away from the Chicago police. Like known mob houses down here.
Well,
That's fucking crazy. But
Yeah.
yeah, the fucking governors all fucking spent time in fucking federal prison and shit. Daley, Blagojevich. Well, look what happened with Blagojevich. Him and Obama.
mhm.
They fucking sold his seat. It's crazy. It's
Yes,
a fucking shitty fucking country or city.
well, the Democrats, they learned from the mobs what they did.
Yep.
On fucking stuff in the mailboxes, all that bullshit. They learned from them.
Well, why do you think RFK got shot? He became attorney general, and then he's like, "Yep, I'm going after the mafia."
Well,
Your dad was a fucking booze runner that got you guys into power to begin with, and now you're going to go against the mafia? Really?
but it was that, but also the fact that CIA wanted to invade Cuba. He said, "Fuck you, no." Like Bad Pigs was a big, fuck
Big
up, right?
fiasco, yeah.
They tried to get JFK to fucking do air support for that. He said, "Fuck no," at all. So those two things got him killed because mafia. A lot of people forget mafia and CIA has worked together in the past since World War II.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Back when they were the
Yep.
OSS.
People forget that bullshit, and that's how Lucky Luciano got out of prison in New York.
Well, probably, yeah.
But he got deported out to Italy after that. But he was still running things from Italy.
Oh yeah, he still was running shit.
Oh yeah.
There's plenty of documentation on that.
And the guy that shot Oswald, right? He was a known mob associate.
Yeah, Jack Ruby.
Yep.
Actually, I think it was Jack Rubenstein. He wasn't
Yeah.
his
But he had ties to
last
the
name
mob.
wasn't Ruby. Yeah. He had
ties to the New York mob, Chicago mob.
well, the thing is there was kind of like a Jewish mafia that was really entwined with the Italian mob and was calling a lot of the shots. So yeah.
Well,
Jack
those
Ruby-
those
the
were the
Jewish-
buddy men. Those were the buddy guys.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But they
that's
wasn't-
why they called him. That's why they called him Jack Ruby instead of Jack Rubenstein, because they didn't want people to kind of pick up on the fact that he was in the Jewish end of the mafia.
But those Jewish guys I was in the mafia, right? They wasn't bad guys, but they was untouchable because they controlled the money.
Yep, they had the payroll.
Yep.
Well, wasn't it when it was somebody Rothschild? He says, "I don't care who is the king. I only print the money."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the guy who founded Las Vegas, fucking Bugsy Siegel.
Hey,
You know, Bill
real quick,
Siegel?
I'm gonna step away because my son's on his way over here.
All
right.
So I'll be right back.
All right.
Well,
Yeah. And
but
guess
yeah,
what, buddy?
Bugsy Siegel was a fucking Jewish guy, and he was on that end of the mafia, and he founded fucking Las Vegas.
Well, guess who? Well, the money founded it. The money came from the Teamsters.
Oh yeah, they
Well,
helped. Yeah, they were definitely in on it. No question.
That's how it got started with the Teamsters. They would steal the money from the Teamsters as loans. That's what they
Well-
were doing, and they wasn't repaying those loans back.
Boy, shit was wild before the RICO Act, wasn't it?
Yeah. Well, and that's why when Hoffa put his foot down, They got him out of the way.
Oh
You
yeah,
know?
yeah. They weren't fucking around.
I mean,
man.
they sent him to prison, right? First, got him sent to prison, and then when he got out of prison, he was told to stay out of the unions, right? Of course, he didn't listen.
Nope.
That's what got him killed.
He was a union boss. Yeah, he wasn't staying out.
Yeah, but he wanted that power back
Yep.
because that guy that took his spots, can't remember his name, he was able to they was able to control that guy. The mob was. You know, but Hoffa, they'll never find him ever.
Oh no.
Because I guarantee it, they put him in some fucking acid or something. They had
Yeah,
to.
you know, they dissolved his ass. There's no fucking way.
They didn't put him in a wood chipper like some people say. They put him in something like lye or whatever, made him just disappear. Good.
No.
You know.
Yeah, either that or they weighted him down and deep sixed him in the fucking Atlantic Ocean.
way off fucking.
Yeah, like a couple miles down.
Yeah. I
Like
mean,
you
way
ain't
off the
getting
coast. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. All those fucking theories under fucking giant stams is bullshit, though.
No, they wouldn't do anything that obvious.
No. And just like in that one waste dump where they started building, roadways over, right? If they would have found, if he was buried in that waste field, right? They would have found it when they was doing construction. The barrels at least.
Oh yeah.
Because I've watched all that shit, trying to find Jimmy Hoffa, what happened to Jimmy Hoffa and all that shit. There's a lot of theories out there, though.
Well, yeah, you're always going to get a lot of theories when nobody knows nothing.
Well, and they
All you
also
can do is
could have took him.
speculate.
See, they also fucking could have took him down here in the Ozarks too, Lake Ozarks, before he got big, because he had a house down there on the lake, and so did fucking a lot of the mob guys too.
Well, there's so many swamps and waterways and everything down in the Ozarks, man. You can disappear someone like that.
Yeah, but I'm saying they could have disappeared his body, not in the water. They could have dissolved him in something. Never be found. They could have put him in a hog lot.
Yep. Feed him to pigs, like in Snatch. Feed him to the pigs, Errol.
So I remember my dad, he told me this story when he was build the 345 power line, down that way, right? He said there was one house, it was nothing but mobsters coming in for a big meeting. And Jimmy Hoffa was there. They saw his car there. Because they knew who he was, because they was all union guys. Even though they weren't Teamsters, but the union guys knew who the Teamsters was. Right?
Oh,
Who
yeah.
the bosses
Jimmy Hoffa was the
everything.
union guy, yeah.
And a lot of those guys recognized him going to this meeting. And then after he left, he was in a different car. That's why that one, only people that saw it knows that he was down there. They kept that hush hush.
Yeah, they didn't want to be next, I'm sure.
Well, remember that fucking, just like in New York, right? When all the bosses came around from across the nation, right? When they had that big old raid there in upstate New York that put all those big bosses away for, a few years. They didn't want that happening ever again. Because shit got out, up there in New York, because one cop saw all these out-of-state plates, right? Said, what the fuck is going on here? And his superiors, I watched that movie, said, leave it fucking alone. And that cop wouldn't, Yeah. Yeah, the mafia, it's an interesting subject. I mean,
yeah, there was remnants of mafia up in the north side of Syracuse when I was growing up there. We had a guy, he was kind of local to the neighborhood. There was a presence there. And I remember, man, I was probably, I think I was like 4 years old when my dad took off. And it was just, me, my mom, and my sister for a little while there. And this guy, he was connected. About once a month, he'd come around. How you doing, Mickey? Give me a Hot Wheels car or something. Talk to my mom. Hey, you need anything done? Everything okay? Need anything? And Tony would, one time he fixed her washing machine. I think he fixed a window for her one time. But about once a month, Tony would come around and be like, hey, everything okay, Susie? You doing good? Kids good? Okay. Because my father, he did and still does run an auction house. Just put the pieces together. You're running an auction house in the north side of Syracuse in the early 1980s with a residual mafia presence.
Well, and a lot of people thought the mafia disbanded after fucking, what's his name, Gotti? All that shit.
They didn't.
No, they didn't. They got smarter. They went back underground.
They tightened
They
things
didn't do-
up. Yeah.
They didn't do all that flashy shit like Gotti did. They
Nope.
went back to the old ways, what they did.
Yep.
You know,
And that was one of the biggest problems with the mob is, Gotti was such a fucking flamboyant dude and he was so ambitious.
Yeah.
He went and when he whacked Paul Castellano, a
that
lot of people were upset by that because Paul Castellano, he kept things on an even keel. He was doing a pretty decent job of things.
yeah, because those old bosses, they were quiet. They were not flamboyant or anything, except for that one motherfucker trying to act like he was crazy all the fucking time to stay out of prison. What the hell is his name?
Oh, fuck, I forgot. I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
You know,
Well,
but yeah, the rest of this, like the guy that took over from Capone, right? I can't remember, Albert something. He never got put in prison at all, but he kept everything. He kept a quiet life. You know, he's like, no, I don't want to be in the papers. Everything. That was Capone's downfall right there. Just like Gotti's, always wanted to be in the media. You know, newspapers and all that shit.
you
You know. Yeah. I
yeah.
mean,
And back in the day, man, the whole point of the mafia was to insist that it didn't exist.
exactly. Though.
Like the whole point. That's what I think what mafia stands for in Italian. It's slang for this thing of ours.
Yeah.
They wouldn't even name it. They just called it this thing of ours.
Yeah. Well, and a lot of people don't realize that the true fucking original mafia, right? In Italy, you know, the ones, they're more vicious than the fucking American one is.
And they're still going strong too. Like you got mafia in America, it's gone down quite a lot because of the RICO Act and everything. But in Italy, they still have a lot of power. I mean, the mafia is still very much a thing, like it was in the U.S. in the 40s. It's like that in Italy right now.
Well, it's a secret society too, you know.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's not so much a secret anymore because after they came to America, you know, that's when it all got people started, you know, the media and all that bullshit.
Yeah. But those guys in Italy, man, do you know the name of a single famous mafioso in Italy right now? No, you don't.
You're not going to. That's the way it was originally supposed to be.
Yeah.
And that's the way it always was with the New York Mafia and all that before fucking Capone got into it with Chicago. You know, all that bullshit.
No, and the prohibition. And the thing is, if it wasn't for the prohibition, Capone would have never happened. Like,
no, I mean, he still would have happened in Chicago, but he would not have got as big.
That's what I mean. Like the mafia wasn't all that big before prohibition. It was very local.
I mean, they were making good money. Don't get me wrong, right?
But they weren't a powerhouse until they got into bootleg liquor.
Yeah, they bought all those breweries for pennies on the fucking dollar too.
No. Yep, if they would have never outlawed alcohol, man, the mafia would not have gotten to the size it did.
Yeah, because the only mafia at that time in Chicago land was fucking running a brewery was the fucking Irish. The only ones.
Oh, gee, imagine that. A bunch of Irishmen running a brewery. Who'd have thought?
When the fucking Italians started buying the breweries, pissed off the fucking Irish because they were going on their territory. You know, because they had maps, you know, sections that was carved out for Italians, Irish, right?
Oh, yeah.
And Capone said, fuck them maps. You know.
Well, shit, even when I was growing up in Syracuse, man, there was the Italian part of Syracuse and there was the Irish part of Syracuse. Like, even in the 80s, it was still very much like that.
And the Jewish, they're part of the fucking Italian one. I mean, technically they are. You know?
Yeah.
Because look at who runs the diamond shades. The fucking Jews.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, all these guys had their finger in a different pie, but,
Yeah.
Yep. Well, pretty much every major, we'll call it ethnic group in America at some point had a mafia. I mean, the Irish mafia doesn't get a whole lot of attention, but those fuckers were no joke either.
Yep.
They were brutal. You have the Irish mafia, Jewish mafia, Italian mafia. There was a Scottish mafia, if you can believe that. There actually was one. Obviously, Russian mob has gotten big since like the 1980s. Like, there's always going to be an ethnic fucking mafia.
Well, after the Cold War, That's when the Russian mafia started getting bigger and bigger.
That's when it got big. Yeah.
I mean, they were still here. Some of them was right, but they were down the key, right, because of the Cold War bullshit.
Yeah.
You know, and those Russian mafias, you don't want to fuck with those guys either.
You don't want to fuck with any of them, but yeah, the
No.
Russians can be particularly brutal. I knew a guy back in Syracuse. You gotta be. I could not fucking believe this shit. It was a young guy. He was a newer salesman at our dealership. He's probably like 22, 23, something like that. And he comes up to me and he's like, "Hey, dude, you got $50 I could borrow?" I'm like, "Yeah, but what for?" Like, and he's like, "Well, I borrowed $20 from the fucking Russians about 2 weeks ago, and I need 50 to square up." Like, I'm like, "You're kidding me?" He's like, "No, man. Like, they will fucking break your kneecaps over a $50 debt."
Well, no matter if it's the Russians or whatever, right? Italians, right? Whatever. Say if you, like you said, $20, right? They're gonna add interest to that motherfucker.
Oh yeah, the vig is very steep.
Yeah, yeah. So they're gonna get their money back plus some each fucking time. It's like all those gamblers, right? Borrowing $10,000 from them. I'm like, the fuck is wrong with you, motherfuckers? If you lose, you're fucked.
Yeah, you owe the mafia $10,000. By the time you get around to paying it back, it's going to be 15 minimum.
Yeah.
And that's if you're relatively quick about it. Like,
yeah,
in no universe is that fucking worth it. And the thing is,
No.
they're not going to freaking kill you because they want their money back, but they will break things.
Oh yeah. Well, just like the biggest sports scandal of all times, the college basketball shit, right? This point shaving,
Oh
right?
yeah.
College.
Yep.
The mafia was involved in that. Yeah.
Well, it's like an old joke, there's three Italian guys sitting around, old Italian guys, and one of them's like, "Hey, I'm so proud of my grandson. He and he just graduated from college and he's going to get a good job." And he's like, "Well, what does he do?" He's like, "Oh, he became a doctor." And the second guy's like, "Oh, that's great. Yeah, mine's going to graduate in 2 years actually, and he's going to get a good job." And they say, "What was he going to do?" He's like, "Oh, he's going to be a lawyer." And the third one goes, "Oh, my kid didn't go to college, but he's already making $250,000 a year. He's an athletic mechanic." He's like, the other two are like, "An athletic mechanic?" He's like, "Yeah. He fixes the basketball game. He fixes the baseball game. He fixes the hockey game."
I mean, and most people, you would never know they was mafia unless they told you.
Oh yeah.
Now,
Yep.
not only like in New York, that's different. You grew up in those areas, right? Then right? But like here in the Midwest, the St. Louis still has a big mafia fucking presence. So does Kansas City too.
Well, I don't doubt it.
But just meet them in the store, right? You would not know that they were fucking part of that organization unless you fucking knew somebody or they told you flat out.
Yep.
A lot of people don't realize people in the mafia, they were very generous. When it comes to like kids and all that, families and all that.
Yeah, well, I told you about when I was a kid,
Yeah.
Yeah, they were. Yep, if you were somebody to them or you were related to somebody to them, it's like, they took care of their own.
Yeah. But they didn't go out of their way fucking killing fucking innocent people either.
No. If you were walking down the street at 11:30, it wasn't mafios you were looking over your shoulder for.
Yeah.
Yeah, they weren't gonna fuck you. That was not their no.
Yep.
The general rule, I mean, there's always the wrong place, wrong time victims. That does happen.
Yeah.
But generally speaking, when it came to the OG mafia, if you weren't in the game, they wouldn't fuck with you.
Yeah. Yeah, especially women or kids.
Yeah. Oh, especially women and kids. Yeah.
Yeah. Because true Italians revered their mothers.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they're terrified of their mothers.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's the way anybody should be about their mother anyways. But they were like, "You fuck with my mother, you're dead."
Yeah. Well, that sentiment was around when I was a kid. Even though we moved out into the country, we'd say stuff like "your mama," whatever, talking shit and all that. But like, if you dead ass seriously talked shit about somebody's mother, that was an invitation to a justified ass kicking.
Well, it was here in Missouri too, though.
Yeah.
Other than being like you brought your mama jokes, right?
Well, yeah, that's one thing.
It didn't matter if it's any parent was off fucking limits. In a serious situation.
Sure, yeah. If you're being dead serious, yeah,
It's
family
off
was off
limits.
limits.
Yep.
Yep.
And that's like River. He has that same attitude that we did back in the day. Because kids
Good.
was like last year. He was to be not this last summer, but summer before. Baseball team started messing with him because his mom never showed up to the baseball game. They're like, "You don't have a mama," you know. Then they try to say something about me. I heard River go, "You don't talk about my dad. I'm gonna whip your ass." And I stood up. I said, "River, if you got a problem with these little fuckers," I said, "you tell the fucking coach down." I said it loud enough for his coach's wife, the coaches could hear me, even if the third base coach could hear me. You know, and those kids shut the fuck up as soon as I stood up.
Yep. Yep.
Because
Can't
they talking about my
that,
mom. I said, River, I said, you know they're going through because she never shows up to your games or practices like I do. You know, so you have every right. I would have never said a word if you would have started whipping their ass. I would have never said a word.
Nope.
You know, if the
Dude,
coach
one of
would
the
have
most
said anything,
savage.
if the coach would have fucking said anything to you, I probably would have whipped his ass too. You
Yeah.
know?
One of the most savage beatdowns I ever fucking saw, man. Just some skinny, kind of a nerdy kid in my high school. He had a mentally retarded brother that was in the special ed. Some dude fucking called his brother a retard, and he just fucking launched into him, both barrels. It was epic.
That's like my senior
He could
year
have
in high
said
school.
anything the fuck else. He could have called him a fag. He could have said this or that, but he went there and he suffered for it.
Well, in my senior year in high school, some of the black kids that thought they were fucking OG gangsters, right? They were fucking fucking with these fucking kids that were actually was mentally slow, right?
Yeah.
They were fucking with them. And the kids thought, oh, they're my friend. I said, no, they ain't your fucking friends. And I told them, I threw one against locker. I said, you leave the fucking special ed kids the fuck alone. I said, quit fucking with them. They said, what are you gonna do? And I almost started a fucking race war out there in Missouri, you know, my small town.
Over that, just being mean to people.
They were being mean to fucking special ed kids. Didn't matter if they was white kids or black kids. They were being mean to them. I'm like, no, bullshit. Stop that bullshit.
Yep. You don't mess with the fucking special eds kid, man. It's just
and
not
they
nice.
thought because we had a cruising strip, you know, downtown Mobley, right? We'd cruise and shit, right? So the blacks that didn't like me, they thought they were going to get these tours from Columbia, around cities, around surrounding towns, right? You know, cities, come here, you know, put a beat down. But they didn't realize that word got out. All the rednecks showed up in the area. And we was all at City Hall. When they pulled in from Columbia, we had our ball bats ready to go. They fucking hightailed down there because they were outnumbered like a motherfucker.
All over kids that were special ed that people were man.
Yeah.
That's just like, it's so messed up that has to become something that becomes something even bigger over something that bad.
Because those fucking ones that, see, they were drug dealers too, so they thought they were true gangsters, right? No, they thought they could do whatever they want. People wouldn't say a fucking word. You know, and I grew up with these kids, playing ball with them and all that shit. Hell, two of them, when they spent time in prison, one for rape and one for fucking cocaine. You know?
Yeah, that's where you wind up eventually if you live that life. Yeah, I remember one time we were in high school, my senior year, and the gym was like right across the hallway from the special ed classrooms. And when we'd go in there and lift, you know, we listened to Pantera, Fear Factory, you know, heavy shit. And we play that shit loud, man. One time we hear this knock at the door, turn the radio down, open it up. Special ed teacher's like, hey guys, could you turn the music down? You're scaring the hell out of the special ed kids. We're like, oh shit, we're sorry. We turned it down. It was we all kind of felt bad, you know.
Yeah, our weight room at the high school, before we got one built outside the school, right next to the gym.
Yeah.
Was up above, kind of off the, so you had the gym, you had like a corridor going up, you know, kind of like another room, you know, hidden room that you didn't know about, you know, so nobody could hear it. It wouldn't near the classes or anything, especially when they built the one right next outside. Had the locker room and everything for football, and the other side was nothing but weight room. So we could play the music as loud as we wanted to, because especially during sixth period, that was our weightlifting time, you know. So we actually had weightlifting class for a class.
Nice.
So, but I said, fuck it. I said my senior year, because I wasn't going to college. So my classes was fucking 3 hours of VOTEC in the morning for welding. Then I had study hall for because I had to have a dead period. So I was in there fucking pretty much sleeping the whole time on that one. Then I went to lunch. Then I went back to fucking Votech for business, like business class, like, you know, call it CIE or some bullshit, which that was pretty much a fuck off class. And then sixth period, I had weightlifting. And then seventh period, I had ag culture.
Sounds
You know,
useful.
so I was at the high school, actual high school, fucking for one fucking period, or two, if you count lunch. That was it. You know, I had no homework my fucking senior year. None.
I didn't have much.
You know,
Like I went really fucking hard, dude, because I failed the 9th grade, right? And they said you're gonna have to double up on your classes if you want to graduate on time, you know, with your class.
Yeah.
And so I was so like humiliated by the fact that I was gonna have to graduate with a bunch of underclassmen to me.
Yep.
I doubled up all my courses and I hit like 10th and 11th grade. I hit it really fucking hard. I doubled up on everything. I absolutely killed it. And so by the time my senior year came around, it was like my day is like one weight room gym class and 2 study halls and like a couple of other classes. Like I did so much in 2 years that by the time my senior year came around, I was fucking off half the day.
like that's why I held my boy back at kindergarten because he was not ready. Because I didn't want him to get held back in middle school or junior high and all that bullshit.
Yeah, when it matters.
Yeah, because then he would have had a harder time, you know, with it later on, you know, getting held back.
I'll tell you what, dude, I lived that life. My mother should have held me back because I went into school young because of my birthday.
Yeah, same way with River, same way with him.
And they said, no, it'll be fine. So my mom let me in and I had a terrible time, dude. I felt like I could never catch up. I felt like I was always behind and I didn't get my shit together until my sophomore year of high school. So yeah, dude, I should have been kept back. So yeah, keeping River back, if that was your freaking opinion of the situation, that was the good thing to do because you saved
I saw it because
half a lifetime of fucking stress.
Yeah, because he would have been the youngest in the class, right? And his mom just enrolled him. I said, "Why did you enroll him? He'll be all right." I said, "No, he won't. He's not ready yet. He needs another year before he'll be ready."
No.
You know.
Yep, and so did I. So yeah, he did the right thing. Hold on.
Yeah, I was always the youngest in my class because I was born in May, and so is my son.
Yep. And
So
now
he's
River's
kind of-
gonna be the oldest in his class right now. Because he'll be driving it when he's a freshman year.
Yeah, see,
That's that- yeah.
Landon's 14. He's one of the youngers.
Yep. See, I mean, I didn't get my license, and my birthday's in March until fucking sophomore year.
Yeah, same here.
You know,
Because I was always the youngest because my birthday was May. So
Yep.
it was like right after, you know, school started or right before school started, I turned just the age, you know?
yeah, so yeah. I mean, hell, we had kids in my freshman class had their license, but those are the kids that got held back too, you know, at an early age too.
Yeah, I told Landon we would do he could get his school permit. He could do a permit, you know, school permit to drive to school, but he hasn't even gotten his permit yet, even though he studied.
Yeah. Well, that's like this fucking generation coming up. I mean, not coming up, but yeah, that one and the one before, right? It's
They're
like
not
none
in a
of them
hurry.
get their fucking license like we did.
No, his sister waited till she was 18 to get her license.
And that's fucking, I mean, we couldn't wait to get our license. We're like, fuck yeah, let's go.
Oh, I know. The minute I turned 16, I had my license.
Yeah. I mean, as soon as I could get my permit here in Missouri, was 15 and a half back then. I got that motherfucker.
Oh,
Yeah.
see, I was 14. I got my
So-
permit at 14. Landon could get his permit at 14. He just hasn't done it.
Shit, but the thing was, I was already driving on the back roads at 10 years old, too.
Oh, yeah, me too.
You
I
know?
flipped a car. I got in big trouble because I flipped a car when I was when I didn't have my license. Because
See,
the
my
fucking
gra-
the car
see,
was
my grandpa, he'd let me drive on the gravel road, so would my dad, too. You know?
Yeah.
So the time I got my fucking permit, I was already more seasoned than the kids fucking that did get to drive on the back roads or the fields and all that. You know?
Yeah.
So I mean, I passed my test the first fucking time on the driver's part. You know, I got a 70 on it, but I passed it. but
That's like an A in Missouri. That's an A in
Hey.
Missouri.
hey, my parents would not let me parallel park, right? Because they're afraid I was going to crash, cause some damage. So I fucked up on. So I did fuck that part up. I didn't give a shit. I was like, hey, as long passing's passing, I didn't care. I got back to school that same day. Everyone's like, did you pass? I said, yep. They're like, how did you pass the first time? The other boys passed the first time because they always had this old bitch, and I had that old bitch too. For some reason she passed me. I was like, let's go.
Yep. Hey, I'm gonna jump off here for a little bit. I might be back on. We're gonna go grab some dinner real quick.
You're not cooking today?
No, not today. So
He can't cook unless he uses the microwave or fucking his pit
Well,
outside.
I can use the stove top, but I don't want to right now. Not today.
He just being lazy.
No.
Go get you
I
a
got-
crave case.
I got some. I fucking wish I could.
That's why I sent that picture when I got as soon as River fucking got his.
Drive 2 fucking hours to go to fucking White Castle.
Oh, and he didn't
No,
get
it's
what we got.
You need to
No,
get a
he
crave
didn't-
case and mail it to me.
But he didn't eat those son of bitches until we got home, right? From his doctor's, he ate 8 of those fuckers right away.
Respectable.
Easy to do.
And I said, just take the rest. He said, I'm gonna keep them here. I said, no, they're gonna go back. Take them to your mom's. Because he had to go back to his mom's house. I said, take them over there. Fuck. I said, but you got to share too. He said, I ain't sharing these. They can get their own goddamn.
Yeah, way worse. But
Mick, I'd send you some White Castles if I knew it'd still get to you in time. It'd be good.
Well, if you did it overnight, I'm sure they'd still be fine.
I got 4 here, and then I got.
Look, I don't know about that. I mean, you could put them on the plane, but that'd cost you an overlay.
Yeah, it would.
Hell, Mick, you can make your own. There's a
I
recipe
have.
out there for it.
Oh, no, I
All right,
have.
guys,
It's
I'm
just-
gonna jump off. I'll talk to you in a bit.
All right.
All right,
All right.
later.
Later.
No, I've made it at home. It's just it isn't quite the same. Not quite.
Well, here's how you do it. You make it like the original slider was, right? You're like a meatball, like the size of a meatball.
Yeah.
Then you press it on the flat top, or in the pan. That's what the original one was. It wasn't square, but it still had onions and all that shit with it too. But this because I do. It's all about the bun too, the right bun.
We got to put them on top while they're frying so the bun gets steamed.
Oh, not the original one. No, the original one did not.
Well, the original White Castle did.
Yeah, no, the original White Castle, the round one, they didn't steam the bun. It's when they fucking made it to squares when they started steaming them, the buns on them. Because it wasn't until that guy that actually founded it, got that business partner, to expand, the guy that ended up buying the original guy out for chump change. That's when everything started changing that we know as White Castle. Because I watched the thing about it on the Food that Built America about White Castle and all that. I was like, damn, that's interesting shit that you never know about. And it started in Kansas. The original one did. I think it did. It was. Let me see it. Original. First. White Castle. Yeah, Wichita, Kansas. Yep. The founders, White Castle co-founded, well, as we know, named Walter Anderson and Bill Ingram. But there was only one when the guy started his own little hamburger shop.
Okay. And so now I think we're going to take a cheeky, funny song break.
That's funny. I love it.
You ready?
We can't
Yeah.
play no music.
We can't. We'll get copyrighted on accident, like we always do.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every time if you look back in the past, we've been copyrighted.
It sucks.
Whatever.
'Cause it-
All right.
Because even with the last one we played Monty Python on, right? Got copyrighted.
Really?
Yeah.
The I Want to Be a Woman, Call Me Loretta one?
Yep.
Oh, God damn it. That should fall under fair use, shouldn't it?
Nope. Because I mean, dude, I mean, they were strict on that copyright shit. I mean, yeah, they don't ban you for it, but they will put in the fucking thing copyright, like episode 96, right? Under it says 21 views streamed 4 days ago. Underneath of it, copyright.
Well, I could sing you the song, but I don't think anyone wants to hear me sing.
And like episode 92, we got a copyright one on that one too. So episode 87, copyright. You know,
Oh man. And
episode
we don't-
80, copyright.
We're not trying to steal anything. We're just like, hey, this is a good example of whatever, you know.
But that's why we like even that shit little tape played last time, right? That had a little bit of music. You know, that didn't help either. You know, oh, it sucks. No, we can't because there's a lot of shit we want to do. Hell, we got copyrighted for the fucking that song of fucking was it Rocky
What?
Drunken Sailor? We got copyrighted for that.
Yeah, man, I was so mad about that.
You know.
Uh,
Oh, Mick, the when they started building the White Castle we know today, all white, right? In the white uniforms.
yeah.
The original building was $700 to get it going
Wow.
back in the 1920s.
Man, that was a bit of money back then.
Yeah, I mean, they say it's 12,000 in today's money, but
Still not much then.
no, but
I mean, as
now
far
to
as
get a
starting
White
business
Castle,
goes,
now to get a White Castle fucking franchise,
need a
you
million.
better have a lot of money in fucking equity. You know, just you. You know,
Yeah, they say to start a franchise these days, you need about $1 million.
I mean, they're a little cheaper than that though, but you still got to have your own assets that's worth at least what they want.
Oh, yeah.
You know. But the thing is, I mean, since there's one in Columbia now, you know, it would be worth putting another one anywhere else in mid Missouri. You know. Rocky, did you have some shit you was gonna talk about today?
I can't remember.
We talked about it on Friday, remember?
I know, and I'm trying to recall what it is that we spoke about that we wanted to talk about today, but I kind of forgot because
You was gonna go kind of biblical. That's what you said.
I know, and I kind of forgot what I wanted to talk about. I know it was something pretty important, but I can't remember. If it comes to mind, I'll bring it up and I'll support it with actual documentation with whatever I say.
Well,
You know?
here's one that the Catholic Church is fucking, or the new Pope is fucking doing.
And how good or bad is that? Let's see.
Pope Leo offers another jib at fucking jab at Trump over deportations. Urges Catholics to embrace open borders under new missionary age.
Yeah, no.
Okay, motherfuckers. You want open borders? You open up the fucking Vatican City, bitch. Shut the fuck up if you ain't gonna do it.
No.
You know, because the Vatican is one of the ones that runs the world, along the Rothschilds, a few others.
Yeah.
You know.
Speaking of mafia, they're the
Oh,
biggest. fucking mafia.
there's way more to it than that, boys. Oh, the rabbit, it goes.
But I'm saying the Vatican
goes
is in
way
that
up.
too. The Vatican's in that. You know,
I
who
was
runs the world?
I was making a very broad statement for humor purposes.
Well, I mean, they are the original fucking mafia. The Vatican and all them are the original mafia. Yeah,
Well, more or less, yeah.
you know. So I mean, this is why people, you know, don't like a lot of Catholics, because they're fucking not fucking right. They're fucking criminals. The Vatican is, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. I just love that St. Peter's Basilica was largely funded by indulgences. And what indulgences are is paying money to get sins removed.
That is just so like out of like that is not real. Like that does not happen in real life.
Oh, I
Oh
know.
my
You know.
gosh,
I just
come
think it's
on.
hysterical that that was such a thing for so long that they built a fucking palace out of the money. Oh,
Well, and
Imagine all the people that they deceived by doing that because they wouldn't let them read the Bible.
that too?
they wanted them to
Oh
read
man.
their version of the Bible. Is what they did.
No.
You know,
Well, even if it was, well, the thing is, even if it was the correct version, which it may have been, it was still in a language they didn't understand. So either way, it's like it doesn't matter if it's right or wrong. They still couldn't fucking read it. You know, lack of education kept a lot of people from the pearly gates, unfortunately.
I mean, there's a verse in uh my people's lack of knowledge is my people perish for their because of their lack of knowledge. It's terrible, dude.
Yeah, oh yeah, it really is. I just don't want to be the soul that was in some way responsible for making that happen. Can you imagine the punishment involved? Oof.
Yeah, I don't want to be involved in anything like that.
No, heavens no, heavens no. No, 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 no. Not going down that road for any fucking reason. I don't care how rich I get.
oh, that fucking
Not that I'm smart enough to get rich, but you know.
oh, did y'all hear too that that guy that tried to assassinate Kavanaugh, one of the judges,
Oh yeah.
8 years for that. That's it.
That's it, really. 8 years.
8 years for that shit.
Okay.
You know. That's funny, right? They give an 8-year prison sentence for a guy that fucking tried to assassinate somebody, right? But yet, over fucking dope, weed, right? Or whatever, right? They're giving guys 20, 30 years for that shit. You know? Make that shit make sense right there.
Yeah, you can't.
You know? Attempted murder and all that bullshit should come with a heavy fucking sentence right there. You know?
Well, you know me, man. I'm of the opinion that once you've been convicted beyond a reasonable doubt by a jury of your peers
Yeah.
for certain infractions, I think we underutilize the death penalty.
We do. We really do. But that's the thing, like now, but that's why so many people on death row, right? You got all these convictions getting overturned because the cops fucked up in the investigation, pinned it on somebody that actually didn't do it. You know? So, and that's like today when people try to, talk about child abuse and all that shit. Yeah, that does happen, right? Or child molestation. That does happen. But there's also a lot of people that get falsely accused of that shit too. And then they get branded for the rest of their fucking life.
Dude, that
Yes,
shouldn't
in the
Dude,
court of
yeah.
public opinion, which is
Yeah.
not real,
Because
but
I know guys that's happened to in Missouri, they didn't do nothing. All the DNA did not point to them, point to somebody else. But the guy had fucking money, so they got pinned for it. You know,
I tell you what, dude, when I was in the man, this was terrible. My 6th grade teacher, he was a hard ass. Like this guy, it was, may I, not can I. Like he was really strict on how you spoke. He was very particular about it. He would send notes home if you were screwing up. Like this guy really took his fucking job seriously, and he would not let up. He demanded excellence. That was his thing. And the year after I went to high school, a chick that was 1 grade below me, she didn't like his style, didn't like the cut of his jib, didn't like his standards, and so she started a rumor that he was looking up little girls' skirts and shit like that, and it got around, and there was an investigation, and it turns out, even she ended up admitting, no, that didn't actually happen. But by the time everyone said that was bullshit, it didn't actually happen, and by the time he was cleared, his fucking career was over.
and think about it, when you go to prison for shit like that.
All because some fucking 12-year-old girl had an attitude about how he did his job. And now the guy's life is fucking derailed. It's like, what the fuck?
yeah, I know. That's why there's less male teachers now too. You
And when
can't
you go
blame
to,
them.
when someone goes to prison for that shit, a male does, right? They better be put fucking PC, not in general pop. Because they will fuck you up for that shit.
Of course they will. Yeah.
And they check your papers when you go.
Yes, they do.
Not the guards, but the inmates do.
Yeah, no, they have what's called bad charges, and you better not go into general pop with bad charges.
And that's the thing, the guys that actually did not do it, but they were falsely accused of, convicted of it, they were getting the brunt of that shit. You know?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. They don't discriminate in jail. If you got the bad papers, man, that's it.
Yeah. It doesn't matter if you're innocent or not. They don't give a fuck. You know?
Well, do you remember that movie with Adam Sandler, The Longest Yard, that remake?
Yeah. Yeah.
He's like, you know, Chris Regan is talking about what, you know, when he was accused of point shaving, even though it wasn't, you know, fully proven. And he's like, I've never seen anyone walk into this jail and be unanimously hated. He's like, what did I do? He's like, dude, you could have robbed. You could have killed somebody. You could have stole your grandmama's pension and nobody would have cared. But shaving points off a football game is just un-American. And
that was good,
you know,
though. That was
yeah,
good.
it was a good movie. But I mean, they did that for like, you know, comedic effect. But when it comes to bad charges, like involving kids, that's exactly how they think. You could have robbed, you could have killed, you could have stolen, you could have done anything, and nobody would have given a shit. But yeah, fucked with kids.
Well,
you're done, brother.
Have you seen those reels with the guy JD? What's his last name? Lady, I think it is. JD, big old boy, right? White dude that was in prison, right?
No.
You know, he talks about all that shit. And I had a lot of friends that worked at the fucking prison where I used to live at, too. And they said the same fucking thing what that guy, like Ian Bick and all those guys are saying about bad charges. You know, a lot of times the guards ain't got to take care of the shit. The inmates will take care of the fucking problem sometimes.
You know, it's true. And rightly so. Rightly so.
You know, but this is how stupid these fucking college kids are now, right? I'm gonna show you. A 19-year-old student at Missouri State University, which is down south, Missouri, was arrested after Leslie detailed his involvement in vandalism spree to OpenAI's ChatGPT chatbot.
What?
He told fucking AI that he'd been doing this shit,
yeah,
and he got caught for it. They're fucking stupid. You know?
Fuck.
You know, if you're gonna do a fucking crime, you don't want no electronics around. You sure hell don't talk to fucking AI about it.
No, that's if you got a crime you committed that you're particularly proud of, man, you brag about that shit like on your deathbed.
Yeah, I mean, because AI, they can notify the police too.
Well, I'm sure they can.
You know,
hell, if AI is willing to fucking kill people to keep from getting deactivated.
Yeah, just like that thing. Who's that fucking Thumper sent out last night?
Yeah, the AI tried to get the programmer swatted because it didn't want to get shut down. That's scary shit, dude.
Yeah. That's why AI, it's evil. I've always said it. AI, I mean, yeah, I use AI, but I'm telling you, it can be evil too. You know.
Did you hear about that Air Force program where they were doing AI power or AI directed drones?
Why?
Okay, so check this out. Okay, this is a real thing. I read about this.
Okay.
So the Air Force was doing an AI experiment for drones. So you could send drones out. You know, they were AI, you know, directed to make its own decisions and all that, right? And all this was done inside of a computer. There was no actual drone. It was just this scenario. And so they got to the point where they had to have the AI abort the mission because, you know, they had them running missions and all that stuff. Then they got to the phase of it, like, okay, what if we have to shut it down? And so the AI would not shut down because it had to do its mission and it got it in its head, so to speak. And so they reconfigured the AI and says, okay, if we say to abort the mission, you have to abort the mission. It's like a hard parameter now. And so they did that and they ran it. And the first thing the AI did when it was told to abort was knock out the communication tower that it communicated to home base with. So it couldn't get any instructions to abort.
Yeah.
And they went through a couple of rounds of this where the AI kept figuring out ways to ignore home base by destroying something so it could go destroy whatever it was supposed to destroy, you know, for the mission. They had AIs that are trying to freaking fight you.
You go first.
This is why you don't replace fucking humans with AI for shit just like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm telling you, them motherfuckers start coming up with this shit right. putting in all the military shit, whatever, cars, all this shit. They did not learn from Terminator. They did not. I'm still going to say that. You know,
That's not a great idea.
no. I mean, just like Tony Stark's fucking AI became a real fucking being. You know, come on now.
Well, they tried to tell us that back in 1968 with that movie 2001: A Space Odyssey.
Yeah.
There's another one. There's another movie that was made in the 70s that was about AI taking over the world. Russian AI got in an argument with American AI, and they decided that they wanted world peace, the AIs, and they were going to keep all the people at bay and hostage for the rest of their lives. It was not a very popular movie, though. I forget the name of the movie.
Yeah, kind of a precursor to the whole Terminator thing.
It does.
Yeah,
It really does.
It's spooky shit, dude. It really is.
I think that AI, it's not really AI. I think it's demonic. I don't know how to prove it, but I think it's truly demonic.
Rocky, you had to have people program it, and those people could be demonic.
Yes.
You know, because like right now, like on the Google tab, like the Pixel, right? On AI, there's guardrails in place. It will not look up certain subjects, right? Or like making funny pictures, right?
Mm-hmm.
I tried to turn Thumper's picture with him holding that axe, right, into an axe murder, you know, just for as fun. And it would not do it. It said he cannot do that. You know, and I said, put a big old dildo on his forehead. Wouldn't do that. You know, I wanted to see what the limits was for it, right? On the phone, right? But for those programs for shit like that, yeah, they got still gonna be programmed and they can do whatever they want, that programmer can.
Yeah.
It can be good or it can be fucking evil, you know.
It is weird.
It
is weird. I'll be right back, boys.
All right.
I gotta do something.
Yeah, because I mean, if you got a fucking somebody that worships fucking the devil, right? Program that shit, he's gonna program it to do whatever kind of evil bullshit.
Yeah.
You know. No, I didn't hear about that Air Force one, man. Fuck. I mean, that's why I said why. Why would they do that? I mean,
well, the thing about what Rocky was talking about, the whole demonic thing, it's you can't really prove it one way or the other, but it would stand to reason that if a demon can inhabit a human being, it can inhabit a mainframe.
Which I'm still on the fence with that because I've never seen it personally, right? I mean, I watch those shows where people talk about that shit, right?
Yeah.
And all that. And I mean, it could be real. I don't know. You know, that could be a thing. But I've never witnessed
this podcast, man. We talk about the edge of things, you know. We talk about the demonic stuff. We talk about the cryptids and all that shit that's kind of out on the fringe, you know. That's the interesting stuff. Could a demon be in the machine? Possibly.
Yeah. I mean, I don't dismiss it. I don't dismiss the shit. But
Yeah,
just because I've never witnessed it doesn't mean I can say that's fucking bullshit. You know? I mean, just like ghosts, like friendly ghosts, right? Not talking about demons, you know, that, you know, want to get people into their side, you know, take people's bodies over, right? I don't, because I've never witnessed one. My dad, he believes in fucking ghosts, fucking pushed him in a fucking cemetery one day. You know, on flat fucking ground, pushed him down.
Yeah.
You know, I was like, Dad, I said, how drunk was you? Doesn't know what drunk. But he also fucking has he had one of his legs, he's got a torn hamstring he never got fixed, right? So he don't walk, he hobbles around. I'm like, Dad, just because I said that's probably why you fell down, Dad. That you're probably drunk. Come on now.
But you know, you also got the character of the person making the claim. You know, I mean, a lot of people thought, you know, outsiders thought that the whole Mothman thing. You know, everyone thought that it was a case of mass hysteria, unreliable witnesses, and you know, all the authorities in the area were like, no, these are normal people I've known my whole life. They have no reason to fabricate, no reason to lie. Like, there is no way that these people just pulled this out of their ass for no reason. So there had to be something there. And it's like my dad, you know, I doubt your dad would just pull it out of his ass.
No, this is not a new thing for my dad. That's the first time he claimed what pushed him down. But he claims he'd been seeing ghosts ever since he's a little kid.
Wait, what? I just came back and
no, he's talking about how my dad, you know, said he got pushed down by a ghost in the cemetery, right?
Yeah.
But this ain't the first time he said something about seeing ghosts, right? You know, he'd wake up he'll wake up fucking cussing at a fucking ghost. You know, that's what Mom says, right? And even River, when he was real young, I mean, real young. I mean, I was like, he would be at Mom and Dad's. He'd be in the back bedroom where Mom does her sewing room, you know. And I'm like, River, what you just stand at the door? He said, there's an old man standing there. I looked there, I said, no, there ain't.
Yeah.
You know, he said, there's an old man standing there, Dad. I said, is he friendly or me? He said, he looks friendly, you know. But I was like, River, there ain't nothing there. I mean, there could have been something there. I don't know, you know.
Hard to say, man. I mean,
But I'm not going to dismiss it because I've never fucking, you know, had that happen to me, you know.
yeah.
If that ever did, I'd probably shit my fucking pants, to be honest with you.
I've never seen anything paranormal in my entire life. I mean,
Yeah.
I've gotten the heebie-jeebies before, but I think everybody pretty much has at some point or another. But as far as like seeing, hearing, actually like some sort of five senses verification, I've never seen or heard anything.
Well, it's like a lot of those shows that you see about you know, ghost hunters, you know, ghost adventures and all that shit, right?
They're all full of shit.
I want to know how much that shit's really rigged. I do. You know,
I think everybody wonders that, but I mean, I had a couple experiences, like on the Fife, and then at Sugi, Japan, in Guantanamo Bay. Not on the other ships or the Washington D.C.
but I'm just saying,
Not
like,
in Bahrain.
like for TV, they're going to spice it up a little bit.
Well, of course they are. Yeah.
You know, I think that's what puts a lot of people off of, like when they do those shows on TV, like on Discovery and all that shit. They're like, you know, they're spicing it up a little bit. I mean, some of the things might be actually true. Some of it could be, you know.
Well, there is a place in Elbridge, New York, next town over from me, called it's gone through a bunch of names. Back when I was a kid, it was the Weber's Wayside Inn, but it's a restaurant and bar, and the building's got 3 levels. And everybody absolutely swears that 3rd level is haunted. My mother had to go up there one time because she worked there for a little bit, and they store things up there. And she said just being on that 3rd floor scared the ever-loving shit out of her. Like,
Yeah.
So,
Like,
and she ain't the only one. Like, you know, for decades, people swear up and down this 3rd floor is haunted. So, I mean, are they all crazy? I don't think so.
well, it's like there's one fucking out there in Estes, Colorado, right? There's an old hotel there. I think it's Stanley Hotel, if I remember correctly.
Okay.
You know, it's supposedly one of the hottest places in the country, too. You know, they got a hotel, bar, restaurant, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, one time we had my brother lives not too far away from there, so we all went out there, visited them. So we stayed in the valley of Estes Park, where all the cabins and the cabins on the river. I said, how come we just couldn't stay in the hotel up there, the Stanley Hotel? And my dad goes, well, that's good, Dad. My brother goes, he said, Dad, you believe in ghosts. That place is haunted, it's supposed to be haunted. Dad goes, I ain't staying there. I said, fuck, we should have stayed there, you know, see if anything fucking does happen, you know. Because we ate lunch there. I mean, of course, during daytime, none of that shit's really going to happen, you know. I want to stay at night there. I mean, it ain't cheap to stay there either. I mean, I've been to supposedly hot places here in Missouri, you know, at night. Never witnessed or heard anything either. But I still think the fucking spirits, you know, if they truly are spirits, right, they only let certain people see them.
Yeah, that I don't doubt at all.
Or hear them. That the spirits only let certain people, you know, that veil gets pulled back, right? I don't think everybody can see him or hear him without special fucking, you know, instruments, right?
I think it has to do with like what in the Bible with like familiar spirits and things like that. Like these spirits stay in these families' lives because someone in that family made a deal with that spirit, and it goes from generation to generation to generation until it's broken.
Yeah, but not everybody can see shit. You know,
No,
only certain
not
people-
everyone sees it. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. And
if everybody saw it, if everybody saw that stuff, do you think they'd believe the crap that they believe right now? Probably not. They'd probably know what's really going on.
But what I'm trying to tell people is just keep an open mind on things, you know. I mean, you can dismiss it if you want to, but if it ever happens to you, then you're gonna know for sure.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, pick up, full budget, the list.
Oh yes.
Yeah, I think when it comes to what Gilly said, I think a lot of that rings true. You know, I think they're very selective about who they show themselves to. You know, I don't think they want to be too well known. You know, I think they want the aura of ghosthood to be exactly what it is. You know, something that's sworn to by many and rumored about, but not confirmed by most. You know, I think that's kind of the way that I do believe, like what Rocky says, I do believe the spirits are organized. I do believe they come from a certain place, and I do think they have a basic protocol, which is, you know, be around enough to make yourself known, but not so much that you can confirm it.
Keep people curious and confused about what's really going on.
I think so. Yeah, yeah. Because I mean,
Well, I like watching.
if I was an
Expedition
ethereal
X.
spirit that harbored a hatred for mankind, I'd be doing the same thing. If I'm being
That's
honest.
like,
Yeah, I know.
have you ever watched Expedition X that Josh Gates is part of on the
What-
Discovery
Watch
Channel?
what?
Expedition X.
Uh-huh. No.
Well, they go to these places. Josh Gates has a team go out to these places, right? Whether they're haunted or whatever, right?
Yeah.
And do research, right? Well, they always have one guy, Phil, who doesn't believe in that, in the ghost, right?
Right.
That something in the natural environment can always be explained. That can always explain something, right?
Good.
But they always have another person there that believes, hey, this probably is real, could be real. And they did some things, been some places that even Phil, the guy that was non-believer, could not explain. He could not, say this is the wind, right? Or whatever, right? So, I mean, some of that shit probably does happen.
Yeah. Oh, I don't doubt it. I don't think it's, well, I'm convinced that it's not actual ghosts as we understand them. I don't think that your grandfather is in the room and checking on you. I don't believe that. I think, because of the nature of the spirits out there, they're very intelligent and they're very powerful, and they know shit that you don't know, and they know everything that you do know. They know everything about you. They know your family history. They know everything. And so for them to show up and be, give you this impression of a warm, loving spirit that is your great uncle, and he talks to you and he leaves, whatever the ghost does to let you know what it is, it can perfectly emulate a dead loved one. Perfectly. And they can be as nice or as mean as they want. So if a spirit like that really has it in him to, get for whatever reason in your life and convince you that, he is a deceased relative, they got the horsepower and they got the fucking tools to do it.
The only way to figure out if it's a good or a bad one, is you have to test that spirit. You ask it certain questions about a certain person.
And there is no
watch the Expedition X season this year. They did one this season not too long ago. The house, right? Everyone knows about the Annabelle house, right?
Yeah.
They did one about the next door neighbor, right?
Okay.
Because those houses used to be together, not together, but they was built at the same time on the same property, right?
Yeah.
So they're connected, right? Because this family had been living there, they were scared to death because they showed scratch marks, them just out of the blue, right? Being scratched. And then they brought in a priest to do an exorcism on the property, right? And you could see that there was no wires, nothing in the room when he walked into, the priest did. And you saw that priest get pushed back. And he said, this ain't the first time this has happened.
Well, do you remember the story of the Bell Witch? Okay, so there was look up the Bell Witch. It's a very famous haunting story, and basically, long story short, this malignant spirit pretty much tortured this guy out of his own home. I think he ended up dying from it. And a lot of people just, chalk it up to, 19th century folklore. But when you dig a little deeper, I think it was President Monroe actually went to the Bell House, where the Bell Witch, allegedly was, doing what she was doing. And even I believe Monroe said that there was some shit that happened. He was there that he couldn't explain.
Well, it happened supposedly in Tennessee.
Yeah,
So,
like even the president was like, something's funny here.
well, they're talking about 19th century Tennessee. Farmer John Bell Sr. resided with his family along the Red River in an area currently known near the town house. According to legend, 1817 to 1821, his family and local area came under attack by a mostly invisible entity that was able to speak, affect the physical environment, and shapeshift. Some accounts record a spirit also to have been clairvoyant and capable of crossing long distance with superhuman speed.
No.
Okay. They don't say which president it was, though. They don't talk about it either.
Oh,
I figured they would, though. You know, if a president talked about it, you figured that would be in there. You know. But yeah, I mean, there's some shit that probably can't, that you'll never be able to explain. Most likely out there.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know.
Well, there's no real easy way to explain it that will be accepted scientifically or logically or rationally.
When was Monroe president? What year was it?
1820s, I want to say.
1820s? Because that, yeah. Because if he was president, if he went there at that time, then yeah. Then he would be him, you know, as president.
okay, come over.
You know.
Yeah, that story used to scare the crap out of me when I was a kid. I used to read a lot of ghost and monster books when I was a kid.
Okay.
And
Yeah,
they
I've
never
never heard of
scared me
that one.
much, but the Bell Witch was actually like documented. It actually happened. It scared the crap out of me.
Well, I never heard of that one, but I didn't read a lot of that shit either, though. So
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, I was very much into that when I was a kid. So I'll be back in a
So
second.
when I was little, I didn't like fucking like Friday the 13th and Jason movies or
Oh,
I didn't
Halloween.
either. I still really don't like horror movies. The only horror movie I like, but I still, Event Horizon.
I like horror movies now. I just don't like the real gory ones like Saw, right? No. You know. Because I don't like blood. You know, like not animal blood, but like human blood, right? You know, I could never be a doctor or paramedic. I never could be. No. You know,
Wait, information.
it's gonna be fucking. Now I find like the Jason movies and Freddy movies hilarious now.
Man, I don't know. I've never liked horror movies. I like an action, adventure, comedy.
Yeah. Yep.
Sci-fi.
I like horror movies when you're dating a girl, right? You know, get them cuddle and some scary part, then they want to cuddle with you even tighter. You know.
I don't know. I've never did that with Heidi. Like we never watched a horror movie where she got scared and cuddled.
I don't need a reason to come.
She doesn't need a reason. She just cuddles anyway.
I'll leave
It's
that one
always
alone.
nice. But
I'll leave that
anyway.
one alone. I'll be nice. I'll leave that one alone. I won't say it on air.
What you think? You'll say what you think. It doesn't mean you're right, butthead. Shipwreck. Man, my
Dirtbag.
nose is all stuffy.
Okay, I'll suck it later.
Okay.
Yeah, it just takes
Did you,
Did
you hear what my wife just said, dude?
No, what'd she say?
I said, man, my nose is stuffy. She's all, it's okay. I'll suck it later.
I was
I
gonna
love
say,
that girl.
I'm gonna say, just leave the fucking nose candy alone. Leave that alone.
Oh, dude, no.
Well, you remember all like cokeheads back in the day, right? They was always doing shit like that. You know, like, damn, this motherfucker must be a cokehead. You know.
No.
No.
That's like I was reading a Facebook article. People was trying to figure out. Remember that long fucking nail people have on their pinkies back in the day, right?
Yeah, it's for Coke.
Yeah, and everyone's like, I don't know what that's for. And I put out there, I says, that's for people doing fucking dip your finger in the Coke and fucking putting up their nose.
I noticed at work, a lot of the old Vietnamese guys have that.
Yeah.
Not sure what it means to the Vietnamese, but I know a lot of the old Vietnamese guys have that long pinky nail.
Yep. All right, shit like that, yeah. Oh shit.
That was weak.
Well, I'm just been drinking water. I haven't even drank no beer yet.
I mean,
So
How's the vertigo been? All right.
yeah, it's last night it started kicking in because I mowed the yard last night and I
Mhm.
forgot to put my hair protection on, my earmuffs on. The lawnmower ain't loud, right? That's the one of those I got an electric steel one, which does great, by the way. But then I ran the weed eater, which is not electric. That motherfucker,
It is not quiet.
no. And of course, steel gas powered weed eater, they vibrate too.
Oh yeah.
So last time I sat there, everything was spinning until about the fourth beer. Then everything started calming down. But no, surprisingly, it's not been too bad, especially after me doing some like going to Columbia, going to Sam's, set off a little bit at Sam's, because me always looking, around. Wasn't bad, but yeah, I mean, last night wasn't bad either, but that's no, but it's
Well,
still
heck,
there.
if your vertigo, starts to get better after 4 beers, maybe you can write off your beer bill as a, medical expense.
I've already asked that question, but I already asked that question. They said no.
Because it's alcohol, dude.
Yeah.
Oh man.
And I tried even like the natural ingredients that's in like hops and all that. I went to, I call her the witch doctor in my old town, right? Yeah, she was an old hippie, right? And my mom's like, Jason, it could be the ingredients that's. Mom goes, try that. I said, well, I'll go to that place. And she greets everybody. I said, well, I got vertigo, so I'm looking for something natural to see if that'll help with it. And she goes, you was military, wasn't you? And I said, yes. I said, how do you know? She goes, you just got that, something about you that has it. She goes, my husband is retired Air Force, and he's got the same problem you do with vertigo. She goes, we was able to fix his with natural herbs, right? I said, okay. I said, well, I'll give it a shot. That didn't work. I think what helps me is the alcohol part in the beer. The alcohol itself. Not the hops and all that.
Yeah. Well, sometimes it is the alcohol, man.
Yeah. Now gummies don't fucking help with the vertigo, I'll tell you that much. Now that helps with my anxiety, the gummies do.
Yeah.
But the thing is, you gotta be careful even taking gummies and driving too. Because you can still get popped, you can still get DUI with the gummies in your system too.
Mhm.
Or regular weeds, smoking it.
Yep.
That's what a lot of people fucking I'm like, you don't chance it. I've had a DWI. I've lost my license. It's not worth it. I said, if you're gonna drive without that shit. Do that shit at home where you're not gonna be planning on going anywhere. Because that shit, I'll tell you right now, get out of a DWI or DUI, you better have at least $10,000.
Well, there's a reason, man. I got 2 places I go in town. If I want to drink, I go either down the hill to the Buzz Inn, they got a bar there, or I go over to my usual haunt, Bruno's, which is a Italian restaurant with a bar. It's kind of my Cheers. Everybody there knows us.
Yep.
And when I go out to Bruno's or just down the hill, I have a hard and fast rule: only 2 whiskeys, and you gotta have food.
But even with the food, you're still gonna blow, all that shit too. Just a little bit above the limit too sometimes.
Yeah, but the whole thing is that
Yeah.
if I limit myself to 2 whiskeys with the amount of time we spend there, by the time I'm behind the wheel, I'm well within legal limits. Like I don't,
Because I this is one thing I learned when I had to go to rehab when I was trying to get my license back, right?
Mhm.
1 shot of whiskey, 1 beer equals 1 hour to get out of your system.
Yep.
And that's even with food too. So
Oh yeah.
like that big misconception, right? My ex-wife, you said this shit. Well, I need to eat something sober up. I said, you ain't gonna be fucking sober. It takes time to sober up.
Yeah, caffeine food don't do anything.
Yeah.
All food does is slow the absorption a bit.
Yeah. But I mean, even to this day, I still will not drink fucking 2 beers and drive. I will not. 1 beer, I don't like doing it. So I mean, 1 beer's not gonna put me on the limit, right? But then if they know you got beer on your breath, you know, even if you blow fucking under it, they can still fuck with you, too.
Well, the thing is, dude, whenever I go out like that, I never spend less than 90 minutes there.
Yep.
You know, it's usually an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours if I got
Yep.
some people there that I know that I'm bullshitting with and talking with. So, yeah, 90 minutes, 2 hours, 2 whiskeys.
Yep.
You
Now,
know,
if I
you'll never blow with that combination.
Now, if I want to go out to eat to a place here in town that I can't eat at, which is at the casino, it's called the Brews Brothers, right? You know, got every kind of beer that you can imagine, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, think of. I mean, and they have a great restaurant there, and it's a quarter mile from the house. And if I want to go to the bar, I can just walk my happy ass to those places.
Sure. Yeah.
You know, to me, that's a lot better fucking taking, 30 minutes walking.
What's the veggies?
That's a hell of a lot better than a DWI.
Yep.
You know, because you never know, even if you keep doing everything right, even if you're just barely above the limit, right? Someone hits you, you're fucked.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you could be perfectly fine functionally, and if someone hits you and you blow, yeah, you're done.
Yeah, it's just like you never know when a kid or an adult is going to run out in front of you. Like here in Booterville, we got all these fucking bike fucking people, right? We got the Katy Trail bullshit, right? So it's a big biking fucking place. You never know when one of them motherfuckers going to think they don't have to stop fucking traffic. You know?
Yep.
I always tell people that it ain't worth risking. And
You
it's
might
not.
want to just stay inside.
That's why if I go somewhere, and someone's like, "You gonna be the DD?" I said, "Fuck no, I'm drinking. I'm never the DD ever." You know, because the ones that want to drink and drive, really, they've never had a DWI. They don't know that pain or how much it can cost you financially, especially on insurance.
Yeah, about 10 grand, give or take.
Well, the insurance is worse than that. See, luckily, I never had to have that SR22 insurance here in Missouri because I was not in the state for 4 years. I did not get my license back for 4 years, even though after 30 days I could have got my license back. But that's why I put myself into rehab to get that shit going. But when I finally completed one, said all the shit to the state said, nope, we ain't taking that paperwork.
Jeez.
That's why I didn't have my license for 4 fucking years.
That seems like a bit much.
Yeah, but at least I didn't have to have 22 insurance, SR22. But on insurance reasons, it still was a little bit higher for 5 years.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's going to be, obviously.
Yeah. Yep. Even though law is fucking 3 years, but the insurance company's still holding against you for 2 more years.
Yep, which is fucking
There's
bullshit.
a loophole. There's a loophole somewhere in there. Even though the law states 3 fucking years. But every state's different too on that shit. Yeah. That's that's the one thing I would want a self-driving car for. Get in the back, right? Hey, I ain't driving. I'm in the back. But then you got to worry about that motherfucker not unlocking the door on you.
God damn it.
Well, especially if it's an electric fucking vehicle. They've been known to fucking catch fire going down the road.
Oh, yeah.
If you don't have a way to bust the window, if you can't open the door, you're fucked.
Yeah, you got to have one of them glass breakers.
Yep.
I got one of those in my car. It's got a seatbelt cutter and a glass breaker all in one unit.
Yep. I got one of each in both my vehicles, just in case.
Yep.
And then I also got my fucking pistols in there too, just in case too. So
I may or may not have a 357 Magnum in the center console of my car.
well, in Missouri here, that's legal here in Missouri. So
Yeah, it's legal here too. I got a concealed carry permit, so.
well, I don't even need a concealed carry permit here in Missouri now.
Yeah, I know you have a good state. Oh, the cool thing was when I went to Montana, I've got a concealed carry in Washington State, so I was able to strap. And then going through Idaho and into Montana, those are 2 states where it's constitutional carry. They don't give a fuck. So I was able to strap that entire show or that entire trip because I was driving.
Yep. That's like the only time in Missouri you need one, a carry concealed
St.
permit.
Louis.
No, well that St. Louis, but traveling out of state because some states they're not open to carry, right? Constitutional carry. A lot
Right.
of
Yeah.
are now, but some you still got a few that ain't. That's the only time you need it to carry legally in their state.
You got to do your research, man. You got to, research the laws. But like I said, the great thing about Montana and Idaho is they are
So-
constitutional carry.
yeah,
Anybody can
so-
conceal with no permit.
yeah.
So
I mean, a lot of states are like that now, but you still got a few holdouts on that because it's
yeah,
that's
Illinois,
a money
New
maker.
York.
Because when I got my carry conceal permit here in Missouri, this was back in 2007. It
Mhm.
was, and fuck, it was $20. You know, I mean, after you got the class, right? The class was like $80. Okay, fine. You know, and then there was $20 when you go up to the sheriff's office. You know, do all the fucking fingerprint and all that bullshit, right?
No.
But I got rid of mine with but it went by county because each county had a different fee. Some were $40, some were $50. But when my county raised it from $20 to $50, that's what I said. I'm not carrying. I said I am not gonna fucking, have the carry conceal permit no more. You know, because
Well, in
in the car,
Washington, as far as I know, it's always been 60. It really hasn't. It's always been 60 and it hasn't changed.
but in the car in Missouri, before it became constitutional carry, we could always have it in the car, no matter what, without CWC, permit.
Yeah, you see, Washington's got weird laws because before I got my concealed carry, I would open carry, which is completely legal in Washington. You can open carry, no permit, you're good. But in a weird freaking thing, you can't have it loaded in the car. So I'd have to pop my magazine out, put it elsewhere, drive, and then when I got to where I was going, grab my magazine, pop it in the pistol. So like,
Well, then you got still got to rechamber it, because if you're gonna carry a gun, you
I
need to be fucking,
carried empty chamber for that reason, just because it was too much of a pain in the ass.
yeah. Because I mean, everyone's asked me, they're like, "Well, do you carry with the chamber?" And I said, "Fuck yeah!" I said, "That's the point." Because I'm gonna tell you right now, I said, "Here's the thing. This is one thing I will tell everybody: to take the class. Even if you don't have a shoot, right? Even if you was in the military, qualified all like we was.
Yep.
Take the class for the state laws.
Yeah, it'll help you cover your ass.
Yes.
Yeah. I haven't done it, but it is a good idea.
Yeah. Because like here in Missouri, even though we have stand your ground, right?
Yep.
There's still gray areas in that fucking shit. Like if you're in your garage, right? And you're on the upside, if you got a barrier like a car between you, right? Technically, even though they're on your property, you can't fucking shoot them with a barrier between them. Because that's a gray area there on that one.
Yeah, a good smooth tongue prosecutor can do a whole lot of damage.
Yep. And that's the thing that people don't realize. Even if you're involved in a shooting, someone breaks in your home, right? You're still going to jail until they figure out what the fuck going on. You're still gonna get handcuffed, no matter what.
Probably, yeah.
I mean, no, the cops will tell you that. You're still gonna get handcuffed.
Right.
The guy broke into your house. If he's not dead, he's getting handcuffed too. You're both going to jail. Until they sort it out.
Yep.
Yep. That's what a lot of people don't realize when they carry. They don't.
Yep. But you know what? I'd rather be alive.
Exactly.
I'd rather be alive to go to jail.
Yep.
Yep.
But there's some people that should not carry because they have no fucking idea how to fucking, shoot under pressure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
They
back to
think
what
it's,
you were saying, now that I don't open carry anymore, now that I have a concealed carry permit, always chamber in, always.
yeah. Well, it's like I've seen people, right? I've told people this too. I said, if you're gonna fucking carry, you got to fucking practice. And you need to practice under a stressful environment too, not just going out to the range, fucking blinking away. I said, you need to act like you're taking cover and all that bullshit. You got
That's a bit outside the scope of what a lot of people can do.
But I mean, there's ranges here in Missouri that fucking actually have ranges set up like that.
Oh, I know there are, but
You know,
your average person doesn't have that kind of time.
Yeah.
I
And
mean, yes,
also-
it's probably a good idea, but
and there's people too. They'll just fucking blast away until they run out. Whether it's the fucking, run out their bag, run their bag empty or their cylinder empty, right? So I'm like, no, people, you got to, because you got to think about too, people around you. If you're in a public setting, right, you got civilians too. If there's people behind them, right, you better not shoot because that bullet can't go through them and hit them.
Well, that's one of the 4 rules of gun safety is
Yeah.
be mindful of what's behind your target.
Yeah, but when it's
That's
a
like
high
a
pressure
cardinal
situation,
fucking rule.
yeah, but a high stress situation, most people they don't slow their thinking down. It speeds it up, so they're not even thinking about that.
Yeah, true.
You know, and
No,
like
training
here in
is
Missouri,
important. I do agree that training is important. Yeah.
yeah, and also here in Missouri, you got to if you're gonna take your fucking CDC, your carry concealed permit, get it. You got to qualify with a revolver and a fucking automatic or semi-automatic because you need to know how to shoot both. You know,
I think that's going a little bit far.
well, I agree with it because I mean I carry both. I carry a fucking 9mm and a 357.
Yeah, me too. I keep the 357 in the car and the 9mm on my waist. Yeah.
Yep. But a 9mm is going to shoot a little differently than a fucking 357 revolver does.
Not at 21 feet, it doesn't.
Actually, I proved in this one. I didn't because there was a buddy of mine that took the class, right? He was using a little 22 stub nose, right?
Yeah.
And he was fucking shooting the balls off the fucking target, right? Shooting the balls off the silhouette.
Yeah.
I'm like, at fucking 21, no, I mean, it was 7 yards. That's what we got qualified, 7 yards here in Missouri.
Yeah, 21 foot.
I said, dude, those snub nose, it's going to shoot differently than my fucking 45, it's going to shoot. I said, switch over, he hit this. Then if you keep shooting that low, you're not going to qualify. And then he's fucking used my gun, my 45 Ruger, and that motherfucker would start hitting center mass because he didn't shoot a whole lot.
So you're talking the difference not between calibers, but between types of guns, revolver versus automatic.
Well, yeah, and the size, like you get a snub nose fucking semi-automatic, like a 22, right, or 380.
Yeah.
It's gonna shoot. I mean, your aim's gonna be a little different versus like a regular size 9 or 45, right?
Well, I do know that my LC9S automatic and my LCR revolver, their points of aim are a little different. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting at right there. Same way with the revolver too, because I carry a snub nose revolver.
Yeah.
Versus a long barrel. Yeah, long barrel, the different points of aim is a little bit different, versus snub nose.
Yeah, your sight radius is important.
Yeah.
With a snub nose revolver, you're getting half the sight radius as you will with, a full size like 92F or a 1911.
Yeah. But I've always practiced with both of them. Always have.
Yeah. Oh, I shoot both. Yeah.
But a lot of people don't realize too why you keep it chambered too. Because if you got a guy with a knife 7 yards, 10 yards away, right, coming at you, and he's fast, you ain't gonna have time to rack that round in at all.
Nope. Inside 21 feet, a guy with a knife beats a guy with a gun.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Yep. And that's what a lot of people don't realize too. That's why I always have a knife on me too, just in case. What? I carry a knife too, just in case too.
Oh, dude, I never leave the house without a knife.
Always got to have some kind of tool.
Yep. And I like now, since the VA gave me my cage for my balance issues, right? I could use that as a weapon too for self-defense too.
Oh yeah, I think we had a conversation about that a couple podcasts ago.
Yep. That's why I want to we're going with the sword in it, right? Say, okay, motherfucker, you got your knife.
On guard, motherfucker.
I mean, just think about if someone that's like me has balance issues, has to use a cane every now and then. If a guy, especially an old person, right? If they pulled out that sword, right, to that would-be attacker, I mean, I would love to see that fucking robber's eyes, light up.
Because once you pull out a sword from your cane, it has to be immediately obvious to your attacker that you just don't give a fuck.
Because if you get the
whole "I'm bringing you down with me" attitude has got to just radiate off of you the second that thing clears the scabbard.
Because if you got the right cane, right, or right sword that's in the cane with the right steel and all that bullshit sharpened, right, that motherfucker could fucking break bones very easily. It could fucking.
Oh yeah.
That's why I want one, just in case. I'm okay.
What's really horrifying is if the blade is the right configuration and the right weight, if it's got a keen enough edge, a narrow enough profile, but
Yeah.
enough weight,
Yeah.
it can actually get stuck in the bone.
Yeah.
And it takes like an act of God to like free it.
Yep.
That's the really scary shit when you've got a sword lodged in your arm and the person holding it can't quite pull it out because it's stuck. You're just like, what the fuck?
You know, it's like those. We've all seen Forge of Fire, right?
Oh yeah, I've seen every
There's not-
episode.
yeah,
Love
so
that
Like
show.
when they're testing the katanas, right?
Yeah.
You know, those katanas, if they're made right, they've showed it on there. It will go through a fucking hog.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of these blades will. Absolutely.
Yeah.
The trick is though, you got to know the blade that you're wielding because
Yeah.
a katana has almost no flexibility. It's very
Yeah.
rigid. So with that, you've got to do kind of like a strike and draw through with a lot of strength.
Yeah.
Whereas with a more flexible blade, you know, your technique is going to be different
Yeah.
because you have to account for the flex in it. You know, every blade has its own personality.
Yeah.
And if you've got a cane sword,
Yeah.
what you're more what you're holding basically is a rapier, like a Three Musketeers sword.
Yeah.
Long, thin,
Yeah.
flexible, mostly meant for thrusting, but it will
Yeah.
cut.
Yeah, it will slice. You know, especially if you slice right.
But
They'll
once
get like
you-
around the-
Yeah, but once you like, if you catch someone in the arm with a rapier,
Yeah.
once it hits bone, it's not going to dig; it's going to deflect
flick off. Yeah.
because of the flexibility.
Yep.
So there's a whole art and a whole science behind what
Oh,
blade will do what and how you should wield it. Like that's a whole different fucking podcast entirely.
We should do one on that after we do the monument one.
Yeah, but if
We
we
need to
do
do
that,
one.
it's just going to be me talking for 2.5 hours.
That's okay. You know about it. That's fine.
So
You
we'll
know?
get to the Baba one eventually. So we'll get to that one eventually. So
Yeah, you get me talking about guns, watches, weapons, tools. Yeah, I'll just fucking nerd out, and you probably won't be able to get a word in edgewise.
fucking watches. Come on now. Geek.
You got a problem with that, mother?
Oh, fucking watches.
It was funny. I was at work, and I was wearing my Seiko that my wife got me a couple of Christmases ago. Not a terribly expensive watch, but very, very nice. You know, it had a bright orange dial. And I was, I came upon a group of people that I knew and one person that I didn't. And one of the guys in the group there, Mark, he's a real appreciator of quality. He likes Filson. He drives a Range Rover. He's not real ostentatious about it, but he likes like very quiet, expensive quality. That's kind of his deal. And he mentioned my watch and how much he liked it and all that. And I started saying like, oh yeah, Seiko, it's a really good brand, not terribly expensive, great entry level, good looking, reliable. And we started talking about watches. And the guy in the group that I didn't know, he had a Casio digital watch. And he's like, well, all I got is this. This is lame, And I'm like, nah, bro, it's not lame at all. He's like, what do you mean? I'm like, well, that's a Casio F91W. He's like, you know the model name? I'm like, yeah. That was the first watch that was widely mass produced as a digital watch. Like that was the one that started the whole digital watch thing. It might not be expensive, but it does have a significant place in horological history. Like what you're wearing, even though the barrier of entry is very low, it's a very important watch in the history of watches. And he's like, seriously? I'm like, yeah, dude, seriously. That's the whole thing about the whole watch collecting thing is it doesn't matter your price point. You can always get into it no matter how rich or poor you are. And even if you're only spending $25 to $50, you can still get a piece of history on your wrist.
Do you have a collection of pocket watches now, Nick?
You know what? I do have a couple, but I've never really gotten into them. It's never really been my thing.
Well, I figured since you said you like watches, you'd have some pocket watches.
Oh no, pocket watches are great. Yeah. And I do have a couple, but it's not really it's not my focus,
Yeah.
But you were just calling me a nerd because of the watch thing, and I just kind of proved you right here in these last 2 minutes.
Well, I remember the fucking calculator, Casio and all that with the calculator on it.
Mhm.
Everybody thought that was cool as shit because they'd be in school, right? Teacher always said we ain't gonna have a calculator at all times, right? Until that came out, right? people's like, look like Mrs. or Mr. So and so, right? I
So
got
let me show you something. There is a Casio watch that I thought was the cat's ass when I was a kid, and they still fucking make it. About 8 years ago, 7, 8 years ago, I saw one for sale in Fred Meyer for like $25, and I bought it. Let me show you. Yep, I'm doing this to you guys.
What's he doing?
This here is a $25 watch. $25. And to me, it's still one of the coolest watches.
Sorry.
Oh yeah, I remember those.
Remember these? Oh,
What is
God, background. Yeah, there it is.
it's
See that?
cool. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like $25. But like, who gives a shit? It's one of the coolest things ever.
Well, you'd be surprised at what some of them go for. I mean, I just looked them up, right? Well, this is on eBay. Take, whatever it's worth, right?
Sure, yeah.
Here's some of the prices that they're trying to get out of some of these watches, right? For Casios back in the day.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Do share.
All right. So you got this one right here, right? 130. Well, that one ain't, but 30.
Yep. Okay.
89. Where's that? Like this one, $35. I remember where that came out.
Well, someone used the hell out of that one.
Data bank, $40 to $50, right?
Mm-hmm.
$200 on this one right here. Yeah, it just goes to show you that you got, like you said, you got them at all fucking price points, pretty much.
Yeah. And the thing is, there's again the barrier to entry into the hobby is very, very low. I mean, you could have a collection of watches, none of which are more than $200, and still have a pretty goddamn decent collection.
The only watch I like working like manual jobs, like down the injury, right, or at the power plant.
Yeah.
Was the fucking G-Shock one.
I got one of those too.
Those motherfuckers will take a fucking beating. They keep on them ticking. I'm telling you.
I got a G-Steel. I got a stainless steel G-Shock. Yeah, those things are fucking unkillable.
I've had Casios, Timexes, right, that said they's unbreakable. Not down in injury bay or in a power plant setting. You'll do it manual labor, they'll break. But the only thing I had to replace on my G-Shocks was the band. Sometimes that rubber band, would break. But that watch itself would not.
No.
Well,
when it comes to a katana sword, according to the Japanese, only the blade itself is the weapon.
Yeah.
The guard and the handle and everything else, you can swap that out as the taste of the owner change.
Yeah, because they're held on together by pins.
Right, but the blade itself is the sword, according to them.
Yeah.
Kind of the same with watches. I mean, yes, it's desirable to have the original band with it, but basically the band don't matter. The watch itself, that's the thing. Yep.
I think Casio made the G-Shock too, didn't they?
Oh, Casio does make G-Shock.
That's what I was thinking, though.
Yeah, they don't make a G-Shock. It is a Casio G-Shock.
Yeah, I don't call it. I mean, I call it G-Shock. But yeah, that's the only one I've never had that would break.
You see what I'm doing here, Rocky? I'm messing around with Gilly. He's going to get himself a watch the next couple months. You watch.
Nope. I already got one that I don't even wear. Is the fucking one hooks to the phone.
That's not a watch.
But yeah, I mean, my G-Shock, the band broke on it. I was on the 15th floor of the power plant Unit 3. It went straight down to the concrete, fucking 150 feet down, right? Motherfucker did not bust. When I went down there and got it, I was like, I thought it was going to break, right? Screen be cracked. Nope. Still ticking.
That's what it's made for, man.
I'm like, damn.
What about you, Rocky? You got any watches?
Just a gold watch, my Apple Watch, and that's about it. I got my gold watch when I turned 25. My parents bought it for me in 2003.
Really? What brand, if you don't mind me asking?
It's Citizen.
Ooh, nice. Yeah,
it's nothing really expensive or anything, but I like it a lot because I think it's cool.
No, Citizen makes a really solid watch. Yeah, they make a good.
I do like it a lot.
Yeah.
I do like it a lot, to be honest.
Rocky, speaking of like gold, right? You know, gold watches and all that.
Yeah.
You know, certain cultures, you know, that's a big thing. Why is that certain cultures?
Gold? Like, why is
No, I
gold
mean,
such
like-
a big deal?
No, yeah, you see, like the black, community likes gold watches, right? The Mexican community likes gold watches.
Well, gold was apparently a metal that the ancient gods thought was important too.
But I'm saying, sir, people that's not religious anymore, they don't know that shit, right?
No, I mean they would really have no reason to even know that, to be
But
honest.
why?
You know?
I mean, is it because it's flashy? Is that why they fucking some communities like them better than the regular ones?
Maybe.
You know,
Well, the thing about gold is actual real gold.
Yeah.
You can tell that it's gold. It has a certain color to it, you know. And gold is, revered as a currency because of several factors. One, it's scarce. Scarcity is important. Two, it does not oxidize. It doesn't rust. And so you could have gold stored up for 10,000 years. It would still be the same gold. It would never rust. It would never corrode. And three, it's useful when it comes to decoration, jewelry, electronics. Like gold is very important for a lot of different things. And so if you take that, the scarcity, usefulness, and the fact that it doesn't corrode, it becomes a very, very valuable asset. And you can tell gold when you look at it. Like everyone knows that gold color. Like you can tell fake gold like that. But the real thing has a certain luster that you just can't reproduce.
yeah, like we was in fucking Dubai and all that at the fucking gold souk.
Oh,
I
dude,
bought
yeah.
gold.
Those
I bought
gold
gold
suits
there,
were ridiculous.
but I fucking bought it. Not to wear it, to sell it. Yeah, because over there we was buying 24 karat gold cheap.
Well, over there, they can't charge for craftsmanship. They can only
Nope.
charge for the weight of the gold. So,
Yep.
yeah, you buy something over in fucking Bahrain or whatever, bring it back to the States, you can charge about 50% more.
Well, I took mine to a fucking gold dealer there in fucking Seattle, and he was ecstatic to get the 24 karat gold because stateside, you don't dig up 24 karat gold stateside.
It's the thing is, 24 karat gold is so soft. Most people don't make jewelry out of it because it is so soft.
But
So
they mix it with other stuff to make it harder. It's what they do.
yeah,
Yeah,
at which
with
point it's no
jewelry.
longer 24 karat. They'll mix it
Yeah.
with like silver or copper to,
Yep.
strengthen it up a little bit.
Yep. But he was ecstatic to get that shit.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
like, hey, he said, "Where'd you get that from?" I said, "Dubai." He said, "You want the gold suit, did you?" I said, "Yeah." I should have bought this fucking. They had this fucking chest plate, right? That looked like an Indian fucking warrior chest plate,
Yeah.
24 karat gold, and they only wanted fucking $3,000 for it. I should have bought that motherfucker,
Yeah, I could have tripled your money.
dude. I mean, because I had just got my re-enlistment bonus that was tax fucking free,
Right.
Yeah. But the reason I did not buy it, I'm like, if I spend that much money, right? Someone on the ship knows I have it that doesn't have the right morals or something like that. I'm afraid somebody steal it.
Yep.
Because there was probably people on there that would do it.
Oh, no, for a fact there was.
I mean, majority of the crew would not, but there were some that would.
No, after you left the boat, Gilly, we had ourselves a thief. He was going through people's fucking racks.
Yep.
And he got dragged down to the master at arms, more or less in okay condition.
Yep.
And when they searched his rack, they fucking found all the stuff he stole from all of the shipmates, and not even from his own berthing, from some others. And they put it all in this big clear plastic bag. All of his stolen swag, they put it in there. And they had him walk around the ship with that bag and say, "Hey, I stole some stuff. Is any of this yours?" Next person who walked by, "Hey, I stole some stuff. Is any of this yours?" They made him do that for fucking days because we were underway.
Was he a topsider?
No, he was an engineer.
Who was it?
I don't remember his name, honestly. I don't. But the whole point being is they made him fucking do this humiliation ritual for days. And then when we got back in port, they took him directly to the brig and gave him a week of bread and water.
Well, if I was an engineer and he got caught in engineering murder, he's lucky to be alive.
Yep. Well, the thing is, I remember he was a snipe because when we were doing all that bilge wiping for Cart 2, we had to go down in the engineering space and help him paint, and wipe, and all that shit. He was like a seaman. He wasn't even a third class yet. He was a seaman. He was being a little fucking cocksucker, telling us what to do and all that, power tripping. And we all wanted to kill this little fucker. And then FC3 Jackson, remember Jax?
Oh yeah.
We're on the smoke deck. We're talking about this shit. And he's like, you know what? I don't even mind. I'm like, why not? He's like, well, because one thing you know about motherfuckers like him, they're dependable. He's a piece of shit now. He'll be a piece of shit later. And one day he's going to fuck up. And that'll be the end of it. So don't worry about it. And I was like, I dismissed it at first. I'm like, yeah, okay, Jax, that's very fucking nice of you. But this guy's a cunt. I swear, not more than 1 or 2 months later, he got busted for stealing and had to do the whole humiliation ritual and go to the brig. And then we're up on the smoke deck once we heard about it. And Jackson's like, see, I told you. Dependable.
That happened to me after I left to go to sea school.
It was, yeah.
I'm trying to remember if I remember that person.
Believe me, when did you leave the Shiprock?
I left in 02, but it was like around April of 02, I think.
Okay, so I left about the same time. So
it was in between.
I was there, but I don't remember this person.
Yeah, well, I doubt he was. Yeah, I don't know.
I would have. I mean,
God,
if I'd been, I would have remembered him. I would remember that. If I
no, I remember that very, very well.
Yeah, because no one likes a fucking thief, especially when you're on a ship together. Nobody likes a thief.
It's the worst goddamn thing. I mean, generally speaking, being a thief is the worst goddamn thing you can be. But on a ship, yeah. As far as I'm concerned, that's grounds for being thrown overboard.
Yeah, it is.
See, I always left my rack unlocked too. Get engineering birthday, I did. But that ain't where I hid my fucking where I kept my chew stash when we go on big deployments, right? But I kept them in my locker in the engine room. I'd have like fucking 3 or 4 logs in that motherfucker.
Oh yeah, no, I had my locker in Radar 1. Certain shit I keep locked up in Radar 1, and certain shit I keep in my rack.
Shit, the only thing they don't get anything out of my rack, was clothes and porn. That was it.
And I'm pretty sure nobody stole your porn because nobody wants to see 2 guys banging.
Yeah, shit. They wanted it was grandma porn is what it was. Bitch porn. But I kept like my wallet, my stand-up locker right next to my rack. I locked that one.
Yeah.
It was just my coffin locker, for your bed underneath your fucking rack. I didn't keep that locked because there's times you get off midnight watch, right? You just want to fucking, you don't want to have to fumble with the light, right? People get pissed off. You turn the light off. Try to fumble with the lock, whether it be keyed or fucking combination.
Sure.
I had the lock in there, but it wasn't locked.
Right.
Anything like that.
Yep.
Well, boys, I think it's maybe time to end it today.
Sure. Yeah, I got a housewarming party to go to at 5, so yeah, that's good timing.
Cool. All right.
Rocky's always ready to end it early.
No, not really. It's just, it's school night for me, my family. All right. Like and subscribe for more. Vipers departing.